We're just going to stop it like that. Welcome, everyone, back to another episode of Lancescurv. And I have a lot to say today. Aha, you thought I wasn't going to go live, but I did. I'm here. And I'm going to push the limits a little bit because we have straight here installed. You will see me sweating. Tomorrow I got to get a fan. Could you help a brother get a fan so I don't look like I'm fiending? I don't do any substances. No, I shake a little salt. That's it. I have a lot to say today. Let's pull this down and make sure this works. Now, Camille Winbush. I'm going to explain it through Willie D's video because he articulates it better than I can. I just want to welcome everybody on in, whether you're on Instagram, Rumble, Facebook, YouTube, and a few other places that I will upload it that you'll listen to it and hear it later on. I'm going to give a few moments for people to come in. Well, thank you for your support. We're going to get down in it in this hour. We're going to get down. And yes, if you mess with me, see, I got my axe right there, right? And that's not for picking teeth. When I mess around with me, I'm getting old. I can claim that old man. I'm certified. Welcome. Wow. We got to talk. Listen, I'm 5 hours ahead of you, and I'm going to call you after this. I don't know if you're busy or you call me. I'm going to text you first if you are, and that's on Instagram. But I'm sweating here. I got so much to show you, Kim certified. I've been making progress here, left and right. Regardless as to what the naysayers have been saying, I'm happy. I'm living the happiest days of my life as an old man. That's supposed to be the best time, right? I mean, why is it that you ever see like older folks? Because I'm 62 in April. I love it. Pay me Social Security. Daggone right. Been slaving like an old slave all my life. Old man River, he keeps on rolling. He keeps on rolling along. And you know Kim certified how I used to rock that overtime when I worked where I work, where we used to work together. That's right. But what do I have to show for it? What I have now didn't come from that. So I'm good. There's always second, third, fourth chances. Never give up in life. But you just don't know what's coming around the corner. So enjoy it as much as you can. And I'm enjoying myself. This is like being home here is like being in a dope Airbnb on a vacation that I don't want to have to end. So things do happen. I've been through some stuff, and I will tell you, I made bad decisions and put myself in some stuff. So I'm not going to say, oh, I'm a victim and whatever. I'll say about 80% of the dirt that I've been in is because jacked up decisions. No, never did drugs. Only aspirin sometime, but I don't even like doing that. I don't like needles, like that kind of stuff. A little junk food every now and then. I'm strict, but we are owed a little fun sometime, right? And I got a chance to meet a historical figure, Dhoruba Ben Wahad. I interviewed him. There's something coming out soon. I'm going to hold back my footage, but I had a chance to meet him today. If you don't know, now you know. Google that name. I'll put it out later on. We're going to talk about something first here that I want to speak about. And it's about Camille Winbush. And she was on the Bernie Mac show as a child star. And she has an OnlyFans page. Now, this is not the latest news. Now, I'm going to start knocking off this WhatsApp there. And do I have it there? Yeah, let me knock it off here. Because, people they get their thrills. Let me see if I send them a message and I'm messing up his show. No, you're not. Do it again and see if you can hear it. No problem. Anyway, she has an OnlyFans page. Now, OnlyFans, when they first came out, from what I understand, was for people who have fans, right? The only thing now, when you say OnlyFans, we think of the nasty stuff. We think of the nude photos and the pornography and the adult material. Now, they allow this stuff, right? but it wasn't made for that. They just had that opening there, you know, but it blew up that way. And now you had a lot of young ladies and old ladies and men and gay men, straight men, everybody in the rainbow, everybody and their mama coming out with an OnlyFans page, right? And it made some people lots of money, but it doesn't mean that you're going to make lots of money because we're not reinventing the wheel, right? So, I mean, body parts are body parts. We all know what we have, but that's an industry where the whole fantasy thing, the whole, I'm not going to get too racy here, right? But your sexual fantasies. And there's people that you see sometime on that level that strike you a certain way, no matter what you're into. There's always that person. And so people who do stuff, right? They'll see something about them. They might even be their type, but it's something that, wow, I want to subscribe to this person. I want to watch them. Now, you know what most people do when they watch adult material, right? Stop that. Or, right? I didn't say nothing. That's what it is. Look, right now for me it's 12:37, so I can talk the way I want. So, I was ahead of East Coast time, right? And so 8 hours away from the West Coast. So this is pretty much how it's utilized. And so you set up a subscription, you pay whatever they ask, so much, right? And you have your little thing going on. And sometimes these, I can't say porn stars, right? Camille Winbush wasn't one, but this is why it's such an uproar where, and let me just play this Willie D clip right here. Let me just find it here. Let's play it. And this will pretty much explain a lot. I'm not going to play too much of it. I don't want to get greedy, right? We're going to play it. We make the screen big. We're going to hit this up. Make sure the sound comes out good. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Otherwise known as Vanessa Tompkinson or Nessa from the Bernie Mac show. But her new profession has garnered a lot of criticism online. Winbush began creating content for the subscription-based Onlyfans platform in February 2021. The London-based website gives her fans exclusive access to various types of content, including X-rated for a small fee. Yes, you heard that right. I have joined OnlyFans, but I'm doing it my way, Camille announced on Instagram. She added, my way equals minimum nudity. So if that's what you're expecting, sorry, not sorry to disappoint.
Okay, we'll cut it at that. After the show, I'll drop the link in the description area for Willie D's show. Big up to Willie D. You didn't give me permission, but I'll thank you ahead of time, right? But you can hear the whole clip, which is about 9 minutes and change. It's just a little bit under 10. And this is not news that just happened, right? It's been around for a little while. I don't know how long, but it's the principle of the thing, because when I looked into the comment section and what would YouTube be and social media platforms be without a comment section, it's kind of cool because you'll see some funny things, you'll see some offbeat things, you'll see some bizarre things, and it gives you a cross section and a swatch of what's out there. And I'm not going to go down and really say every comment because it's just off the top of my head, but I want to share some facts also after I say these comments or paraphrase them in a way. Most people are like, okay, she's a grown adult. She's not a child star anymore. She's a grown adult. She can do what she wants to do. Okay, she can. And some people were just like totally against it. How dare she? Why would she do something like this? Well, there were lies going on about her. Take care of them and say, well, she doesn't have 2 kids, right? So I say that. But you know, the gossip rags out here, they always go around and try to make up something to make the story juicier. And if she had 2 kids and she had to take care of them, and I mean, people, most of us, we see these stars, let's just call them stars. Hollywood takes talent, which there's unlimited talent out there. There's a lot of people who have talent, but very few people get a chance to so-called make it or get chosen for these roles. Now we sit back and we watch these things and it's very timeless for us. So we see them in the role that they were in. And just like I said before on another broadcast, if they were the bad guy or the bad girl, we see them that way. So if we see them in the restaurant, we don't like them. If we get caught up in that, if they were the hero or the good person, then it's like, okay, we like them. So Denzel had Training Day, then he had other roles on Training Day. It's like, whoa, it's a whole different thing. And they wanted to give awards for that to reinforce the negative stereotypes. Go figure. But we condemn her, and for the people who condemn her, look at what Hollywood does. Now, Hollywood doesn't owe anybody anything. Once you do a movie, once you create something in Hollywood, to me, it's a per movie basis. They don't owe you now maybe they'll use you again. Maybe you step away from acting. Maybe you don't want to act anymore. And from what I'm hearing, Hollywood, I'm not in it, so I can say it. I might know people who are in and out. I'm not going to say, but it's a wicked place. It's a wicked place. And why is it? And we know this, we've heard conversations like this before. Why is it that for the most part, there are very few dignified roles for Black women? When you look at the whole in Hollywood, when you look at the whole overall scope of things, most of the time, prostitutes, foul mouth, low vibration. And if you include the music industry, which is not part of Hollywood, but they do have to work along together because you have rappers and musicians and performers and stand-up comics. They go to Hollywood and it flows, because if it's going to make money, it's going to make money. But it's always a low vibrational thing. The Nicki Minaj, the Rihanna, the Sexy Red, and all these other aspiring hood rappers, that there always seems to be a place for them, right? So Black women overall, they have to fight for the respect, and they still don't get respect because these small hats, if you know what I mean, and these other people who rule Hollywood, it's like they have Black women, right? So no matter how you feel about I'm making a point. I'm coming around. Bear with me. We're going to have fun. So Hollywood will use you if they can use you, and that's a big machine that will chew you up and spit you out. What's the guy who made Sly and the Family Stone? He's homeless, living out of a van, toothless, hungry, a great man like that. I mean, I saw an interview with him and Muhammad Ali on the same panel. I think it was Mike Douglas, I think it was. And I didn't like the way he tried to talk at Muhammad Ali. You know, Muhammad Ali handled him, right? So it kind of, but I don't feel that he deserves what he's going through because of his stance at the time on the issues of the day. And you know, Muhammad Ali's going to tell the truth. He was ahead of his time, right? But look at the entertainment world. Nobody reaches back and says, hey, again, in Hollywood, they don't owe you anything. You get your residual checks, and maybe they diminish after a while. I don't know how that works, but it doesn't mean they're always rich. And why do we have this perception that they're rich? When you see somebody on TV, oh, they must be making big bucks. Because listen, a lot of people in Hollywood are not making much money in front of the camera and behind the camera to meet their needs. So if they say they make movies, if they say they're producer, screenwriter, or they work somewhere on the set, sometimes when they work on that movie, that's it. And especially when you look like me, right? Or what they would call me, it's over with. So now, her decision to do this was met with a lot of opposition also, aside from the people who said, well, you know, she's a grown woman. She can do what she wants to do, right? So she even said in different posts, no, I'm not on drugs. I'm not this. I'm not that. I'm not showing, I can say it, gaping orifices pulled out so you can see from down there when her next monthly is coming. You can see her tonsils just looking, it's spread out so wide. It's not like that. And when Caucasians do this, when Caucasian stars do this, for the most part, it's not trashy and not filthy like many people said about her. What is it? Oh, it's not bad. It's art. It's art, the beauty of the human body. But when it's one of us, it's trashy. And some of us follow through with that narrative. Look, I don't know what to say about it. I would rather our sisters not do things like that. But as opposed to be exploited by some machine that only wants you for what they can. And she had a decent role in Bernie Mac's show, yeah. But again, she's not that age anymore. But if she's doing this on her own for her own reasons, let her. Because the photos now, I don't have OnlyFans. The funny thing is, a lot of women have approached me to do OnlyFans because I got cameras, I know how to do certain things, graphics, and build a persona, build an image, because it's not just a matter of just jumping on there and get naked. You have to build a brand. But the brand is in the adult industry. And I know a little bit about that. I won't tell you all how I know, but I've known people, I'm good friends with a burlesque dancer and Kelly Everts. I have an old interview that we did back, I think it was 10 years ago. A very good friend of mine, very, very, very good friend of mine. She got me into certain things that wasn't too extreme, but I made money. I was a teenager. I was well built, right? Danced a little bit, posed a little bit. She knew affluent people. And I have a lot of stories to tell about that. And I'll tell those stories on Patreon. I'm going to be, at this particular age, completely transparent with my life because y'all know I got a whole lot of stories to tell. And I'm going to tell them. Nobody's going to tell my story for me. But what I'm saying is that look at the actual porn industry. That's not what she's doing. So why can't we say that's art? Why do we have to come down on her so hard? We're not walking in her shoes. She's not hurting anybody. Maybe she's hurting her reputation. I don't know. That's her decision to do what she does. Like an old fighter who's getting older. People say, man, it's time to hang it up. You're getting too old. You're losing so many fights. Yeah, you won a few fights. But who's to judge? And who failed here? Did she fail because she's doing this? Did Hollywood fail her? No, Hollywood doesn't owe her anything. But we should know the beast that Hollywood is. I'm not saying this is her, but so many, I made it. I'm in a movie role, whatever. You don't know where you'll find yourself years after that. You might be right there on Hollywood Boulevard or wherever they call it, prostituting, on crack. I don't want that for anybody. But look over the years, and I can't recall and say the names over the years, but those who have found themselves in that situation. What was it? I don't know if they still have this show. Let me know. I just want to acknowledge Sweet Berry 32, Wendell Charles, Sweet D, and Giant Game. We definitely have to talk. We have to catch up. But eat true Hollywood story. If I was an actor in the entertainment business, I would not want to be on that show because there's always some tragedy. Very seldom did that show end up in a good light, like E. But people are watching it with the popcorn, like, oh, and people like that. A lot of people like that. They like to see people fall. They build you up to knock you down. That's why a show like that can be around. They like to see an athlete get famous and rich and watch us fall. They build you up to knock you down. That's human nature. That's the part of you, if you're like this, if you're guilty, that wants to watch. You're driving by, oh, bad car accident. And you wonder why the traffic is all slowing up when you're miles back. It's because people are eyeballing. Yeah, we're going eyeballing. Remember that song by Heat Wave? That was like not too popular. Somebody used to love that. We're going eyeballing. That's what people do. They're eyeballing. You're on the phone, on the bus, on the train, in the Walmart a checkout line. You look at your phone, somebody all in your phone. Hey, you turn your, look, that happened to me today. I was on my phone. Where was I? I was somewhere. I was waiting for one of the vans, and there was a guy standing next to me. And I'm looking at my phone. I looked at him. He looked at me like, what are you looking at? He didn't say it, but he was like, I'm looking at your phone. So all I did was just turn it this way. You know what he did? He sucked his teeth. Like, oh, you want to see my phone? No, I don't have naked pictures in there. But let me tell you something. Who failed Camille Winbush? People say, well, she's a grown adult. She made her own decision. She failed herself. Well, she made millions of dollars doing this. The rumor was she made like just under $1 million in the first week. And I think that was debunked, right? But she did make millions. And this is not recent news. I don't know if it was a year ago or whatever. I'm talking about this story because of the principle of it. Let's just check something out that I dug up. I researched. I'm not going to read everything out, but let me just read this. Comprehensive demographic data on OnlyFans subscribers, particularly regarding racial breakdowns, is limited. However, available studies provide some insights. And I had inquired about those who have subscriptions on the adult side, because OnlyFans doesn't just mean adult content. It's OnlyFans, and it's a way of you to engage directly for a fee and get paid to reveal a little bit more about your life and have a hands-on with your fans. I see nothing wrong with that. And really, truly, what's wrong with that? As long as you're not when it's to fuel a drug habit or trying to put up something inappropriate. You know, if you have people that like you and this is your business, go look, whatever you do and you're not hurting anybody, go all the way with it. Because you see, especially American society, you're a bunch of hypocrites. You talk about this stuff and then you go up at night with your Vaseline or your lubrication, chicka, 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 and you're watching it. Let me just read this other part. Okay, boom. However, available studies provide some insights. Predominantly white users. Research indicates that OnlyFans users are predominantly white. A study published in the Archives of Sexual Behavior found that participants were predominantly white. 66.2%. 2 out of 3. Well, who are the other third? With other racial groups represented as follows: Black, African American, 16.9. 16.9% out of the 100% of those who are subscribing and watching adult content on OnlyFans are Black or African American. 16.9. 16.9. But 66.2 are white. Asian American, Asian, 4.4%. Asians ain't really getting down with this. And I bet you most of the Asians who are in America, right? I ain't gonna make no jokes about that, but you know, that's the way that they into the tech stuff. They masturbate looking at code. Hispanic, Latin, 7.3%, and other groups making up the remainder, right? Gender and sexual orientation. The same study noted that users were predominantly married males. They're married males. Now look at the breakdown, 66% of white men watching this stuff, and they're right. I would say the majority of white women on OnlyFans. I can't say for what it is, but okay, who identified as heterosexual or bisexual, pansexual. There's a lot of gay material on OnlyFans and porn in general. And like I said many years ago, okay, income and age. Another source reports that the average OnlyFans user has an income of approximately $42,000 per year and is around 29 years old. So that may not be depending on what region of the United States that you're living in. If you live out in the, you know, in the 2000, I'm getting paid, Billy Bob. I'm here and make this $42,000. But you go to LA, you go to Miami, you go to New York, you go to Chicago or Detroit, you can live off of $42,000, but it's not going to be the most pristine place that you might live across the board, if you know what I mean, especially since all these places are being gentrified, right? So now that we know this, let's talk about it. In porn, I said this years ago, because I've been around the block. And when we were young teenagers, we used to sneak in them places where they have the girls dancing and everything out. And of course, I was kind of built, right? So I'd get a girl's eyebrow pencil and paint on the mustache and put a little hat and look mean. And I'm all big walking in. Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. Plus, I used to work at the gym where a lot of these guys who were working out in the gym used to work at these places as bouncers. So they weren't checking no age like that. I'm 15 years old. Hey, what's up, Charlie? What's up, John? Hey, go on in there. But I wasn't going in to go in. I used to hang out. I knew a lot of the girls that worked there. But I will say that this is a big industry, and I'll say original porn industry. And I'm taking so much time because I want to drive this point home. I'm kind of going off all over the place, but I know you don't mind me running my mouth, right? The small hats run this thing, or they used to run this thing. Back in the 70s, my first experiences, 80s, 90s, people I knew from people who were in that industry because I knew several people through gyms because they used to work out and want to keep their bodies up. And I met a lot of them and talked to a lot of them firsthand. That's why I say I'm built for this, because I know, not because I'm better than anybody, but just my life has been that way, where I ran into a lot of people and got to know them from different strange areas. And I thought my life was strange. I'm like, I'm not calling the people weird, but it never amounted to where my life ended up where, well, you go to high school, you come out, you go to college, you meet somebody, you get your career, you get married, you have children, you get the white picket fence and the 2.5 cars, and you retire. No, most of us, if we're brainwashed into thinking that way, look at your life. I'm not saying this is a put down. It doesn't go that way. For me, it never went that way. And I'm still a little crazy too. Right? Kim certified, if you're still here, you know I'm nuts. But the bottom line is that the small hats ran this thing. And when we had the cell phone come out, the smartphone come out, and the ability to do our own thing, I believe it took the power out of the hands of those who are attacking the Palestinian people now, right? I'm not going to say it, because as soon as you say it, flag it, take that video down, community guidelines strike. No, you ain't gonna get me. Nah, I've been in this game too long. But knowing that, or knowing who by the facts I revealed dominates this thing. Back in the day, I always said, we used to go into these places, right? And this is going around to come back to a point. You had different categories with pornography. And I wasn't a porn addict, but you're a young guy full of testosterone you want to see. And this is New York City, right? You'd see this fetish and that fetish, but there weren't too many of them at that particular point. But you had the interracial category. And I would see a lot of these white men back in the day getting these VHS tapes, walking up and paying for them and walking out. They had the trench coat on. That's real, y'all, because you had to go out and get your stuff. You couldn't sit at home in the comfort of your own home with your jar of Vaseline and the locked door and it's muted down so low and do your thing. You had to go and either buy stuff or go in those booths that you paid for with live women and do your thing there. Because you go in there, and I never had to pay. I had buddies in my head, take a handful of coins, man, go watch what's in there. And you go in there and you're like, oh, don't stand on the walls. It's sticky. The floors are sticky. This has been going on, if you don't know. If you come from a small town or you weren't exposed to stuff, trust me, you're talking to the right person. Like I said, my eyeballs have seen so much. I'll even go further. These eyeballs have seen everything. I don't know everything. I haven't been everywhere, but as far as the human condition and the decadence, I've seen it. That's why I got PTSD with this foolishness. I've seen too much. I can't be normal. You're shocked. But now, because of the internet, we have more categories because, see, this is how the whole sexual thing and porn and the demonic stuff too. It's a spiritual thing and you're draining yourself. It feels good, but the decadence, right? I'm not going to talk the goody two-shoes stuff too much because I've done that before and I will do it again. It's a dangerous game that you're playing when you're putting these things in your head, because when you're home doing your thing, you ain't the only one in that room. There's all kind of energy to grab you and whisper things in your ear, and you know how it is, right? When you have something going on in your mind as far as a fantasy and you get into it and you release yourself, well, guess what? It gets worse. Well, if I have a sex with a woman, I'm talking as a man because that's all I know. Well, maybe I can think about having sex with 2 women, or maybe I can have sex with a midget, or maybe I can have sex with a giant Norwegian woman and a black African pygmy. You know, it gets worse. It develops more and more and more, and you need something more to stimulate yourself, because the old stuff ain't gonna do it. That's how it works. That's how you led down this rabbit hole, right? So her now deciding to do this, I don't see her going too far. I'm not condoning it. I'm not knocking it. I'm not pushing it. I'm not condoning it to say, oh, just go on and do this. Okay with me. But the circumstances, but who failed her? Did she fail herself? For those who want to run their mouth and say she did something wrong or she's doing something wrong, did she fail herself? Did Hollywood fail her? Hollywood doesn't owe her anything. I hope she didn't think that. And I'm not saying it to be cruel toward her. There's so many people and they don't care about you as a black woman. Hollywood does not care about you. You know the things in the entertainment industry that they have you do to maintain yourself. It's very few people who have integrity who are in Hollywood as far as the actors and the actresses and the people behind closed doors. Because those producers, they're all freaks. I know this for a fact. I'm not going to tell you my sources. So anybody thinking about aspiring to go into that world, be prepared to be disappointed. I'm not trying to turn you away from it. So what she's doing is far less than what's required in Hollywood. And if you're black and you say that she failed and she's lowly and she shouldn't have done this, then I put the blame on you, black community, because we need to support our own. Now let's swing this around to something completely out of left field. And yes, I'm doing the show in my underwear. Somebody texts me, are you in your underwear? Or why would you ask me? I know the person, right? I ain't standing up. Make sure to pull this shirt down. Anyway, I like to talk crazy sometime, right? But it's true. But anyway, you failed her. You failed people like her. Because when you see independent movies, independent artists, independent singers who are doing their thing and they're good, but they don't have the money behind them to promote themselves, we don't usually support them. We can't take $5 out of our money, but you bring it to the Chinese corner store, make them rich, like you feeding you something you don't even know what's in that bad boy. And the stuff that they put out in general, in so-called mainstream, is trash. And you got to realize, once you keep seeing somebody promoted over and over and over and over, you begin to think that they're a star. You can take a 5'2", 400-pound person with 2 teeth in their head and breath smelling like Limburger cheese, walking past you like they ain't wiped their backside in 6 days, but if they promote them enough, there he is. I want to see if I can get his autograph. I know a person, I won't say their name, they're here in Ghana, and I would always see them at the mall with his CDs, DVDs with the music videos on it, and he would want to give it to you. Just give him a little something. And polite, very kind. For several years. It sounds funny for me to say several years because I've been here since September of 2020. Man, this is 2025. This September I would have been out here 5 years. This is why I'm so glad to get to this level that I'm on now, because the good old classic days are here again. That's why we got them yellow stripes and black stripes back up there. Had to bring that back. But the bottom line, I saw him the other day, and I was going to the construction place to pick up some materials to do some work in here, because, you know, we're doing it slowly but surely. And I glanced at the guy, but I was deep in thought, and it's not where I'm used to seeing him at the mall. This was kind of an industrial area where building materials and different stuff, you know, solar power, tiles, cinder blocks, different stuff like that, steel. I looked at him again. He said, "Hey, man." He's a slender guy, chiseled face and everything, very handsome young man. And he looked very hungry. He dropped a little weight. He was already no fat, slim. He dropped 20 pounds. Face was sucked in. He was hurting. And he always kept his hair cut a certain way, but he kind of cut it way down because it's like, okay, I'm going to cut it down because I can't afford to keep getting a haircut. And he was hurting because he really tried to do something with music, and he got pretty much far where he was broadcast on some video stations, some programs here with what he did. Did. It's late, excuse me. Milk duds. Maybe I want a piece of candy or something. Giant game. Yes, let me see here exactly what she said here. Don't know her walk. I don't agree with this type of activity, but she could be doing way worse. Don't know. No, we don't know what's emotionally. We just so we spoke for a little while, and he said that he was basically disappointed with the music industry out here, that he was grinding so hard, and he got some leeway because I saw some of his stuff on local TV. I was like, whoa, I know him. And to be honest, I interviewed him several short times in passing, because, you know, I always keep my cameras with me. I always got something, aside from the phone, I always have a camera with me. I'll whip out, and I'm gonna do more of that too on the cuff. 2-3 minute videos, 10-minute videos, 15 minutes, just getting it so you can feel like you're with me. You know, not that I'm some big person. So it hurt me. And it hurt me that I didn't realize that I needed to give him something. Because we were talking and we were saying how, yeah, you know, we'll get together, but my mind was on getting the things done. So I wasn't in that mode. When I came out of the place shortly after, I had to deliver stuff. I was looking for him. I didn't see him. But I do have his number. And I do want to help him out some kind of way, because the guy, very pure guy. I've known him over years, and I always see him in that mode trying, and he was a bit broken. So when you see Camille Winbush, she might have a smirk on her face or smile because it's a photo shoot, but we don't know how she was broken. We don't know, maybe she feels she missed opportunities, or, you know, she was a child star, and they seem to have the most issues when they get older in Hollywood. And again, there's so many people who pass through doing acting, and we get to know them as far as what they show or how they're presented. And then when something happens and life happens, we distance ourselves and we act like we don't know them now. Oh, they're doing that. I can't get down that way. Well, you don't know this person personally. Hell, we have family members that we don't even know. Look at that. How about that? You know, every show I got to give you a how about that. Let's make a Lancescurv how about that t-shirt. No, but seriously, how about that? You laying in a bed with people, a person, maybe people, maybe you're into that. And you don't know who they are. You look in the mirror sometime and we lie to ourselves. I'm not saying you or anybody here specifically, right? But you don't even know who you are. I know who I am better than I did before, but even I don't know myself all the way. How many times have we said, I would never do that? And it may not be doing something like this, but then you find yourself doing that very thing you do before. You say to yourself in your own quiet moment, ooh, I never think I was going to do that. But you just knew that you wouldn't years ago, right? So don't knock people. We don't know what they're going through. I'm a warrior. I'm a tough guy on certain levels. I'm sensitive and I'm emotional sometimes in a masculine way. But I'm not going to stop swinging. See, I'll complain to myself, man, this is so hard. Why so and so? But you know what? I'm still throwing punches. That's why I'm here. That's why naysayers are watching this. Some of them saying, damn, he came back. See, because I don't throw off on anybody. But the Black community failed her. And she's symbolic of all the people we turned our back on. And again, it doesn't mean that let's all get together and just give her money. But we have to have a little sympathy. We need to, and again, all of these Black athletes, Black entertainers, Black people in finance and politicians who I don't think too much of, why don't we have our own? It's obvious that the famous people who have lots of money, they're tied into not having to help. You better not help any Black cause, right? We've had numerous people who just shared something that the small hats wouldn't approve of, right? And they're knocked out and questioned. But any one of them can support their own when they're guilty and stuff. We can't say a damn thing about it. We have, and I don't mean all of us. I'm going to say it this way. Don't twist my words around. We are damn cowards. We're revolutionary behind closed doors on the phone, whatever, but we're cowards. This generation and those of us who are in my age group, some of them in all age groups, I'll even excuse the younger ones because they don't know. I met with a revolutionary today, Daruba bin Wahab, and sat at a luxury hotel and spoke with him. Phenomenal. And he said certain things that expanded my mind in a certain way. And he named names of these frauds who are supposed to be our leaders. And I spoke about that the other day too. It's so funny, but he went deep. He's a little older than me. He's a former Black Panther, well-known. And he told these things that fit in me about where we're going. I'm tired of saying that we need to unify. We need to give a pass to our own. Now, if you're a baby raper, I'm not supposed to say that word, or somebody beating up on old ladies or scamming people, whatever, I have no regard for you. I'm not going to give you a pass. And I don't mean give you a pass to say if you're doing something, but we all need healing. We're all messed up. We're all messed up. Some of us 2% messed up. Some of us 99% messed up. But there's no way you're going to come up in this American system and the global system of white privilege and supremacy, because we have another thing we're going to talk about here. There's no way you're going to get in there and come out unscathed. But you can perfect yourself without ever being perfect, because we're human. But we can make ourselves better. And that's the problem. We make excuses. Yes, like they say in church, come as you are, but you can't stay that way. So I would like to know, and I would never call and say, hey, I want to know why you taking pictures with your titties out. I don't ask that. We know what it is. The one thing I like about the Nation of Islam, and even the Black Panthers and other groups, the back in the day versions, when they would speak to a sister who was out there obviously selling her body, they treated her with respect, and she wasn't used to that. And I say she, not one particular person, but in general. And I remember as a young boy in single-digit ages seeing scenarios like this. Because like I said, when I would go around with my father and my mother, but mainly my father, and they were together. And to clarify, my father had his own business, so I'd go with him on the weekends or when school was out in the summertime. My mother, she sung, and she graduated Juilliard School of Music, so I got a chance, so I had to pick because she might be at a rehearsal on a Saturday, and my father might be working on a Saturday to finish up a job. So I had all this and all their friends and inner circles and conversations, and man, information was thrown at me in those times when I was 6 and 7 years old. In those times, from the 60s on up. And I'd pick from, I'd hear things and ask them later on, and I could always get the answer. As much as I can, if I could ask the question, I would get an answer. So I've seen how this world has changed. If Malcolm X came back right now, what would he say? Did he waste his time? Did X waste his time? I've always not been in favor of Martin Luther King Jr. because he was at the whole Kumbaya thing. But toward the end, when he said that he feels that he led his people to a burning house, or whichever exact way he said that, but he turned around and realized and woke up and said, hey, the Vietnam War is wrong and all the other stuff. And yeah, we know he had this thing for white women and he had sex. And even as he was doing this thing for us, he had a thing for white women. And the one thing I realized, we have to look past the human things that people do, because before they were who they are, they had a past and they had experiences and hang-ups and fetishes and idiosyncrasies and things that they struggle with. And maybe he wasn't struggling with, but look at the good that he did. When you see a car that stalls on the side of a road and you see other cars pull over and the drivers get out and the passengers get out and everybody pushes. I saw that the other day. I've seen it in America and I've seen it here in Ghana. You have an old man pushing. You have a big football player looking guy pushing 2 or 3 of those. And you have a little kid who might be 11 years old or 10 years old, and he's pushing with all his might. Well, what do I mean to say by saying this? That everybody gives their best. The big football player looking guy didn't say to the little 10-year-old kid, get out of here. The 10-year-old kid might be pushing much less than the big, strong guy and even the older man. But his little bit of push might be what really got it over to get it moving. Give what you can. Appreciate what the good that the person's doing. If it's something major, pull them to the side and counsel them. Not in a condescending way, as many of us do, or I'm better than them because they got this issue. Martin Luther King, at the end of the day, did some good and he woke up. The very act of realizing that maybe his ideology was not the best, but he woke up and he lived up to it. And because of that, I have to respect him. Because the whole Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, I ain't with no Malcolm Luther King. I'm militant, man. I'm with that Malcolm X, that picture when he had that rifle by the window. That's the one. He gonna bust me in the head. But I was with. But then I realized that they don't push that part toward the end when he said those things about the American government, the Vietnam War, and leading people into the burning house. So every tool breaks sometime. It didn't mean that it didn't serve its purpose, right? We all have things. Look, I still got things. I ain't gonna tell you what it is. And maybe one day I will. But I look stuff straight in the eye. I talk to myself every day. It's like when you come into a room that's dusty, not dirty, but a little dusty. You went on vacation for 2 weeks and came back. Oh man, a little dusty in here, right? Blazer quarterback 17. Welcome on in. We're hanging out tonight, right? But when you admit that you need to clean and you take your time and sweep, it gets better. So we can't fault ourselves because we don't know where we're coming from. The individuals, we don't know her psyche. We don't know why she does what she does. It may not be for the same reason that other people do it for. I used to work at Home Depot many decades ago when I first came to New York. And there was a buddy of mine from Nigeria who, at lunchtime, we worked in the same department. We came on the same shift, and we couldn't always take lunch at the same time. But every time it was time for lunch, my brother Lance, I want you to come here. We're going to have lunch together. I said, okay, I'll spring for today. No, it's okay. And I'm like, you bought me lunch 3 times, man. We can't just do it like this. I got to pay 2 sometime. That's not fair. Oh, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I have something to show you why I am not going to allow you to pay. I'm like, wait. You look straight, man, but you're not trying to like make me owe you something because it ain't going to happen. Oh, don't worry about it, right? And he taught me about driving a dollar van, right? Drive them down, person pays you $1, you take them to the subway, and you go back and forth all day. Homeboy had a wad of money because he worked the early rush hour right up into the time we were supposed to come to work at 3 o'clock. He worked and he had money. There was no thing for him, right? So he taught me how to do it because people in the neighborhood that were born and raised in my neighborhood, they thought, just those African guys, a couple Caribbean guys, they're lowly because we pay them $1. But they're making more money in that day than most of the people made in a whole week. And he put me down with that. And so I started driving a dollar van, right? So I got a chance, and that's a whole other side of my life that I want to share because that was human nature 3.0 in the streets of South Jamaica, Queens. And I love driving at night. I've seen everything that way too. So my stories I can vouch for. My life, a lot was brought to me. PB, well in. Let me just put up Giant Gain's comment here. I saw it. Truth be told, females like Winbush get teased and ridiculed, being dark-skinned with big lips. They even touched on that subject on the Bernie Mac show. And that's the beautiful thing that we need to touch on because all Black women are beautiful. And there's a dear friend of mine that might be listening right now. She understands that my love and hypnotic thing about Black women, all Black women. And it's not a lust thing. I can change gears and say, well, look at that. Look at the backside. Look at them. No. I love Black women. They amaze me. And being here in the motherland, where the vibration is high because the food that they eat, and everybody here is not perfect. We got some messed up in their head people because of the colonialism and the racism and the brainwashing through social media and TV and media. We got that here too. But up here in the mountains, when you see a sister who has those, what they would call big lips, I wouldn't have it any other way. What do I want? Alien-like slits? I'm not attracted to that. They don't have a high vibration that I can feel as, I'm not saying as a woman, like I'm some woman, I'm saying they're a woman, but them as a woman, I received a signal, and they're not trying to throw a signal with me. They're just being who they are. I'm like a little kid, amazed. And you see them walking with the stuff on their head that's heavy. They can carry some weight. You got some sisters down by the market, that's what they do. They come from the smaller villages, hundreds of miles away, and they can make more money doing that, even if they're unskilled. And they can be slim and slender. You get these little Caucasoids who put the book on their head. I'm a model. Well, try putting 100 pounds on your head and you're slender. You know how to hold your back straight. That's a workout for the whole body, hence the beautiful shapes they have. But there's something about the untouched vibration of a Black woman that I've seen higher levels of it out here where it's raw, where they walk in their majesty because they haven't been torn down and abused mentally and teased and told they don't look beautiful. They let it all hang out, not in a disgusting way. They flow. I saw one walking up, and I'm an artist. So I appreciate artistry. And the creator has created a Black woman in such a special way. This is why they get teased by the little slit lip, pale others because they're jealous of them. Oh, look at the big backside. Oh, it's so ugly. And they go home and look at nothing in the mirror. You know, young ladies, when they're young, they get the mirror and they get the other mirror and they looking at stuff and seeing. They know what they don't have. They put a belt on and the pants still fall down because ain't nothing to catch it. They see the full lips that are beautiful. There's a YouTuber, and since my channel's a new channel, since they took the old channel down, because you know I talk a lot of smack, they don't like it. She had some extremely big lips, but she was beautiful. And I'm not saying like some guy, well, she got some big lips, I know what she can do. Look, if you all agree to that, beautiful. That's your woman, man. Love her as she is. You don't need any extra effects. You don't need anything extra at all, as you are. I love it. And they embrace themselves for who they are. Now, there's some that get brainwashed and think they have to change themselves. We know that argument because we have been touched. The black man has been touched. He start going for something else other than himself. Well, you're not going to feel that same vibration. I think it's wonderful. And the brothers, the same way. But I can't see them because I'm a man. I'm not looking at a man like that, but in their fullest majesty. No homo stuff. I don't get down like that. And if I did, I'd say it, but I don't get down like that. It's amazing to see the strength of the black man. But a lot of them, even here, they think other is better. And some of our sisters here think other is better. And I'm remember that now, because I'm going to go into the next topic. I didn't even know I was going to be talking this long, but it's okay. I know y'all like it. You want to eat the cake until you can't eat no more. I'm too full, man. I'm going to be going to the bathroom later on. I ate too much. But that's what it's all about, the high vibration. And that's not to put down my sisters in America, because so many of them have the high vibration. But so many of them, brothers and sisters in America, have been damaged psychologically, and it shows. So it's been quite an experience for me to see. And you know, the funny thing about it is, although they have this high vibration, a lot of them don't. A lot feel like, you think I'm attractive? Because they caught wind of what's going on in the world. And because they can't relax their hair. Why does it need to be relaxed? Do you take the antenna on the old TV or on your radio and break the antenna? The antenna is not going to work and you're not going to get the signal. There's so much about us that we alter and we mess ourselves up. But back to the Onlyfans thing with Camille Winbush. I told you who are the majority of the people who subscribe to Onlyfans. And they're the ones who lust after the majesty of our sisters. And it doesn't really go much further. They say on social media, well, I've been with this black woman, I'm a white man, and we've been loving each other but what are the dynamics of that relationship? Is she a fetish for you? Is she a pet? Because I see some of these relationships, the black woman might as well put a leash around her neck. I'm not saying she should, but the dynamics of those relationships sometimes is that you know I'm superior, you know I'm the breadwinner, and you know you better be lucky to be with me because you're going to go in the worlds that you can't get in by yourself. So they just like that little puppy looking sorry because he wants another milk bone, biscuit, a snack. You got apps here in Ghana and other African countries. You know, I'm going to tell it like it is. Just the motherland is beautiful and all that stuff. But you have apps out here where it's for black women to meet white men. And you go to the malls, you go to where the tourists are, and these jokers fly in. Some of them are already here living. And you see them walking proud, not even upright. I saw one so bent over. This joker had to be about 84 years old, no less. This joker was all bent over and weak and walking all funny. And she was a little embarrassed. And the black woman that he was with, bang, boom, no waistline. The hips are it wasn't just, I wasn't lusting. I'm talking about the contrast. She wasn't with him because she loved him. He's walking 3-4 feet ahead of her, and she had such a subservient body language. She just sat down and she glanced every now and then. And I'm sitting here like, because I was in a restaurant, right? I'm looking like, I'm not cutting you no slack. I'm straight looking at you. Like, what's up? You know what I mean? And she put her head down. She put her head down and just looking on, because you know what you look. And still circumstances and hungry children or what, out of me off. And so when the man came with the food, he's looking at me all defiant, like I'm not supposed to look. I'm looking back at him. This was silent. This is a silent thing. Like, Negro, you better know your place. No, I'm not cut out like that. Nah, I got my citizenship. I'm Ghanaian now. I always have been, and I'm gonna speak about that on the clip after the next one. The next one I'm gonna make kind of short, but I'm gonna go in on that last clip. And that's too many times we talk revolution and we jump into place. We fall into place. We fall into place, the place that they put us, and they're gonna start this all over the world. And they're gonna do it here. It's their intention to do it here. But again, we have failed. We have failed and try to understand what makes a person a certain way. I've seen very beautiful people who think lowly of themselves. I've seen frustrated people who give up. I've seen people with unlimited potential who don't not only believe in themselves, but know in themselves. And I have to admit, this level, this life can be very hard. And you could almost be there reaching your goal. Something happened and you slip and you fall all the way back down. And I can understand, I've seen situations where people just straight out quit. They just straight out quit. And I understand it. It's not in my DNA. Sometimes you get knocked down, you get the wind knocked out, and you take a couple months, a year, or a couple weeks. I'm one of them guys. I get knocked down. I'm still figuring out, okay, I'm getting up. Okay. All right. I got knocked down. And you think I don't have the patience to build back up. I'm going to fool you. I'm going to fool you. How dare you think that of me? I get off on that. I get motivated. You can knock me 20 years back in my progress. I'm going to keep on going. And I'm going to make it back. You laugh if you want to. But now I know who you are when you try to knock me down. That's the beauty of being betrayed. So you don't know what she will be or what she's coming out of or what she will have to tell you 5 years from now, 10 years from now, because the very people sometimes that we look down on are the ones who will counsel us and motivate us, and we'll be shamed because we know in the back of our mind we wrote them off. How about that? Yeah, I'm gonna make a how about that t-shirt tomorrow for y'all. We have how at most. I got you, and I'm gonna end this, but I'm gonna say one more thing. There's a gentleman when I used to work at the jail who was always in the jail, always in. He'd leave Friday and he's back by Monday. He smoked crack and did little mild things. He didn't knock anybody over the head to take money, but you know, you hear some noise in your backyard and he's in your garage taking something or whatever, and it's like that's how it is. And he got caught all the time. But I saw something in him. We'd have some wonderful conversations, and you know, you're not smoking crack when you're in jail. At least not supposed to, because you got some crooked officers who will bring it in for you. And when I wasn't working there anymore, and I was driving the bus, he'd see me in the street and he'd ride up and down with me and talk. And one day he started crying. He was like, Lance, because he knew my full name. And plus he knew me from online too. There's many of the guys who were in and out of the system got to know me. So they know my mindset. I've been doing this thing a long time. He's like, Lance, I can't take it no more, man. I just can't take it no more. And he rode the whole day with me. I bought him lunch. And I knew that thing that I saw inside of him, I knew that light that may have been dimmed by circumstances, because there's a lot of us that have thrown away, right? A lot of us that have thrown away, and we should never throw anybody away. You should always give them a chance to, like the person who falls in the lake with this ice and they can't find the hole, and you gotta help them. Some make it, some don't. You ever buy groceries and have all these bags? You say, these bags is garbage, and you throw it away, and you're like, where's the ketchup? It was in the bag, but you forgot to take it out, and you threw it out. You don't know what's in a person. So after him riding with me so many years, and then this one time, he couldn't take it no more. And I didn't see him for a week. And he had a bicycle that had no tires on it, that just had rims. And he said, I'm going to use this to find work. But now this guy had been in and out of jail for so long. He was right up on 50 years old and never had a job. Been smoking crack and doing petty things from when he was so many years, teenager. He would usually get admitted easily because, like, okay, you got to go through certain procedures when you're incarcerated in the jail, right? But they knew his stuff already. And he would usually get the same cell. That's crazy. He'd get back in the jail so fast, he would usually get assigned the same cell and bunk. You still got to go through medical and all that stuff, but he would get right in there. Still on the bunk in the mattress. So anyway, he got this job. I won't say what it was, but it's some kind of manual, not construction, but repetitious stuff, creating something, right? Mattresses, okay, I'll say that. This is a long time ago. And he held on to the job. He lived in his mother's garage, a detached garage. Things got so bad, she said, I don't even want you here. But at least she let him stay in the garage now. And he was so happy. And he was saving his money. And he was dead serious. And his whole demeanor over the weeks and over the months got better. And he wasn't getting paid a lot. Well, guess what? He was still looking for other work. And he found work over in Brevard County. And there was one bus that went to the edge of Brevard County, and he had to take another bus, and he had his bike. And after the other bus, he had to ride the bike, now that it had tires on it, because he was working, to this other job. So he had to cut down his hours on the other job, the first job. And they let him stay out there in Brevard County. They wouldn't let him stay inside where valuable things were, but they said it was okay. He said, this is what it is with me. I used to smoke crack. I got myself together. Please. They gave him the job and said, listen, if you don't want to have to go all the way back, you can stay here. And it was some little covered area that if the rain blew sideways, he was still getting wet. He said he don't care. He had a little area, and he said when the rain was predicted, I'm getting them big garbage bags, and I slept in the garbage bags and left a little part where I can breathe and to help with the mosquitoes. I was like, God, dog, this is a champion. I knew I saw it inside of him. And then he started working with plumbers as an apprentice and one who just helps. He didn't know anything about plumbing, right? He did that. Let's speed it up. He eventually started doing side jobs, legally got his license to do plumbing, eventually had his own company, got into electric. This is all within a span of not 5 years. Not 5 years. And look at where he's coming from. And you're knocking her. And maybe her hole that she came out of wasn't as deep. We don't know how deep the holes are, right? I have an analogy for them I'm going to say, but I was in Walmart one day. And of course, he was smoking crack before. He was tall and skinny. I felt a tap on my shoulder. Say, hey, man, we had a little saying between us because I like to have a personal saying way that we acknowledge each other. That's unique, and that's our own. And that lets the person know that I'm with you. I don't care how many years go by. was laughing at some of the things that I share with certain friends of mine that I even haven't seen in years. And so he tapped me and he said the words, the 2 words that we say to each other. And when I looked at him, this guy was big, because it's been a while since I saw him. Because now he was driving. He was driving this big, nice van. And he told me how much of the accomplishments that he gained. I had a big shopping cart worth of food all on the bottom. I think it was a second shopping cart with just a little bit of stuff. I had 2 of them. Mrs. SCURV was home, and when I shop, throw it in there. You know, you want 2 different brands of ketchup? No, I'm not an excess like that. When you're stocking up, I like to stock up home and have home full of food. Every time I go out, I still buy stuff. Let me top off. We got 20 cans of soup. Let's just get 30 to go for the whole month. I'm fanatical that way. I won't do anything for myself, really, but I'll do something for the home. So he told me his accomplishments. And he said, Lance, you are one of the reasons why I believed in myself. And I pushed, because you never treated me less than a human being. I said, I never saw you less than a human being. You're God's child. And I saw the light inside of you. And he started tearing up. I started tearing up. He starts crying. I start crying. And we're hugging. This gay guy walked by. It talked about, when's the wedding date? I'm like, yo, it ain't like that. You know what I mean? We 2 brothers who, but people ain't used to seeing that. Oh, white man, about when's the wedding date? We ain't no homos. That really happened. And when I got to, I was in line in front of him, he said, no, man, I got this. Huh? No, man, it's too much stuff. It's a couple $100 with it. No, I got it. He whipped out a wad. He said, because if it wasn't for you and God and my mother accepting me back into the home, I wouldn't be here. I was like, man. And I told him, I said, where were you last week when I was broke? I wasn't broke. I was joking with him. So we were in the parking lot out there talking for like 3 hours, man. I was so happy. And he's doing real good. And I had killed a Facebook page that wasn't doing good. He was part of it. I look, I'll find this name. But we can make the difference in people's lives, and we don't realize it, right? So yeah, I took 1 hour and 13 minutes to talk about. I thought it was gonna be 20 minutes. I want to move on to the next thing and talk about that. I don't want to play too much of Willie D's video. I don't want to get any kind of strikes or whatever. If they mute that part, then you'll understand why. Let me switch up. Let me see how I do this now. Don't want to hit the wrong button and knock myself off. Okay, we're gonna knock it this way. Boom. Let me see where we're at. I'm back on the full. Here's another thing I want to play, and I want to tell you what it is. It might be a little corny, but I like to mix things up so you can see what's coming. I want to explain why I'm playing this clip. So let me make this big. Up. Let me slow it down a little bit here. Let me make sure you can see. I really should be rocking 2 computers, but I ain't gonna do that. Okay, let's go here and make this big and play this. Okay, come on. Let me run this back. I'm not seeing it. Okay. What am I doing wrong? Where did we go wrong? Okay, I know what I did. I gotta put it up. Okay, I know what's happening here. We're gonna not take too long on this. There it is. Share. Okay. There it is. Now I can make it big and play it. Now we can do our thing. All right.
President-elect is also praising a decision by Mark Zuckerberg to effectively ditch its fact-checking program on Facebook, Instagram, and other Meta platforms. CBS's Kelly O'Grady tonight looks at what the change means for you.
It's time to get back to our roots around free expression on Facebook and Instagram. The fact checkers have just been too politically biased and have destroyed more trust than they've created.
Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg announced major changes today, including an end to the platform's fact-checking program, relying on users instead.
It means we're going to catch less bad stuff, but we'll also reduce the number of innocent people's posts and accounts that we accidentally take down.
So what does this look like? Whether it's Instagram, Facebook, or Threads, you'll see a similar community notes label as you do on X. For example, this Elon Musk post, users added this context.
But critics warn removing fact-checkers could breed misinformation. The International Fact-Checking Network, one of the third parties used by Meta, tells CBS it's unfortunate that this decision comes in the wake of extreme political pressure.
Let me stop that and say something right here. Why is Mark Zuckerberg wanting to take away the fact checkers, which was used as a whip for people who shared their opinion? Now, you know, if you followed me on social media over the decades, I'm not a new jack, even though my numbers might be so low on the new platform, right? You know they use it to come after us and be selective in what they say, what they have us say. If we have freedom of speech, we don't really have freedom of speech. They know that these platforms are so powerful that they can hold back one opinion or a grouping of people who feel a certain way and push something else. And those of us who are not aware, oh, everybody says that this is the way things are, I guess that's the way it is. No, it's not. What about the brother who they locked up and threw in jail? This is something from years ago. A black man in the South, he collected guns. He had a certain ideology that made them other people scared. He didn't threaten anybody, but they got him locked up. I know I'm monitored by name, just my name. I've been out here for a long time. I'm not even going to get into all of that because y'all know what I had to go through with the shadow banning, all that stuff. It's okay. I'm not going to stop. Now I'm even to get around this stuff. Now you mean you're going to open it up? You know what this sounds like to me? All the brothers who are locked up from selling weed. They have these inflated, I'm not even talking about crack. That's a whole different thing, right? We know how that was back in the day. The war on drugs. We're going to give you all these years for selling crack. But cocaine, you get a smack on the wrist. Because black folks, for the most part, weren't dealing cocaine. They were dealing in crack because it was cheap to make, budget, and can make them a whole lot of money. So they would fall into the trap because the system was adjusted to get them locked up. So why did I say this reminds me of the whole weed thing? Look at the dudes who are still locked up for inflated weed charges, no matter what the quantity, right? But you have these white men who are getting these licenses to open up marijuana boutiques and making millions and free because they manipulate the system and the laws. And you got to watch how they do this thing on so many fronts. It's like redlining. They don't say, Negroes, you can't live here, but they'll adjust certain things to keep you out of there. Just like I saw many months ago, maybe it was a year or two, but to me it was like months. You know, time is flying. How in Atlanta, I don't know which neighborhood, but they were black folks who were selling their homes. And white folks loved, and these were affluent black homes. The real estate agent, when they would do the walkthrough in the home that the people still lived in, wanted the black people to take away or take down their black family pictures because they wouldn't get as much, the real estate agent felt, because, I'm white and I'm buying a house from a black person lived here. Oh, it's devalued now. And that's the way it's been in so many different neighborhoods, not just Atlanta, but all over the country. But nobody wants to talk about it. And when you talk about things like this, you got Facebook, and I'll say it because I don't think they changed. But my Facebook like page is down to nothing. You know what I'm gonna do? Let's do a little experiment. Let's go to the videotape. Let me go to my site real quick. The like page, personal page is come and go, right? So if I'm not friends with you on Facebook, you say, Lance, I'm friend to me? No, I didn't. I might have killed that personal page, but the like page. Let's see if we can get these numbers up. I'm gonna put the link here to my Facebook like page. If you're not on there, go there and click it where it says like. And I use that page for distribution. But it got popular to a certain point, and it stopped. And after the whole Kamala Harris Trump thing, and I expressed my views on how ditzy she was and is, numbers started going down. But there it is. I'm gonna put it up on the screen. Facebook.com/Lancescurv. That's been around for a number of years, and it should have a lot more numbers, and it's 5,000 plus. But I'm an old veteran. It should be much higher than that. I don't feel entitled, but I know that was that fact checker stuff and all this stuff. And a lot of the posts didn't go out, and this page does not go out. So let's break the algorithm on that, and let's test Mark Zuckerberg on what he says. Even if it's 25 more people, go to that link, click it if you can. Click the like the page. Let me see some new likes, right? But they don't want people to say the real thing. And the real reason why did I think that this story was something? Does it really have something to do with black people, right? Nonconformist, I see you. I have Instagram on the other page. Miss Brown Eyes, Williams Rihanna, RK Credit Goat. I'm going to acknowledge everybody over there. But I got the two screens. I got mouses and phones and things I'm looking at. I'm running everything myself. I wish I was like Patrick Bet David. Here's somebody over there. Pull up the clip. He has people working for him. I got the space now. We're going to have some nice parties down here. Trust me. And you're going to be a part of them. I'm going to show it. The fight parties we have and everything, I'm ready. I'm so ready for it. It's going to be good stuff every day. If you're feeling down, I'm going to pick you up. But that's the page, y'all. And you don't have to put the web in there. It's facebook.com, but that's just the web version. You can go there too, right? Facebook.com/Lancescurv. Boom. I'll take that off. The real reason for this, and I'm going to tell you the real reason and show you the real reason, I'm going to put the banner back up. And the banner should tell you, when you look at Mark Zuckerberg, look in his eyes. Why is he changing? Why does he want to open the floodgates where once they were coming after people and stopping their posts from going out? That's why I almost just gave up completely on Facebook and just got off of it. Now you're talking a different tune. There might be some out there, but it should be a place really where we express ourselves freely without being curtailed and corralled back. What changed you? Let me put the picture up. Maybe you didn't notice on the banner. Maybe you didn't get a chance to look at it too long. I make my own banners. Boom, here we go. Look into his eyes. We already talked about Camille Winbush, right? That's why I'm making that funny expression on my face. This is bizarre. Look into Mark Zuckerberg's eyes. His nightmare is TikTok. His nightmare is TikTok. I know you're looking at over there at the news and what's he going to talk about with that? But his nightmare is TikTok. That's why he's opening up the floodgates, because TikTok is kicking him in the behind. And I know the Chinese can be crooked. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. But so are the American Caucasian CEO corporate business people who, if they don't own the platform, they're vested heavily in advertising on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube. And we know who owns it. So let's see if they're really allow free speech, which that's their platform. We can't tell them what to do on their platform. So people say, well, Lance, why don't you come out fiery like you used to? It's a different game now. I'd rather be here to be able to speak to you to say, hey, you know what I really want to say, but you know what? Come on over to Lancescurv.com this Saturday or next Monday. We're going to do something, or we're going to do something on Patreon. I can't even speak the way I want to speak on the membership page on YouTube. I can't. Because even if you make something unlisted and put it on your site, the AI, artificial intelligence watchdogs, will get you in a second. And if you want to dispute it, then the human people come and they check it out. I had a community strike 2 months ago. I was like, I'm disputing this. And they had to restore it back. So they got to stop that stuff because, see, they want to be more competitive with TikTok. And so many people are scared. I'm not promoting TikTok. They're all going to watch you and get your business and understand. But one thing that I learned that you don't do, no matter what the platform is, and it seems convenient and it seems innocent, and I learned this from one of my techie friends. When you sign up for social media, any platform, never, ever, 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 when they say, oh, let's just say Facebook. Facebook is much more enjoyable when you allow your friends to connect with you. Can you, whatever wording they use, would you allow us to connect with your contact list on your phone? No, don't do that. Don't do that. Because even if you change names, even if you delete the Facebook page and come back with a different Facebook page, them contacts are the same. And they will triangulate you and still have you pinned and penned whatever they don't like you for. Don't do that. Another thing, it's just a tip I'm passing along. I'm like that person. I'm like that favorite professor or that teacher in high school before you do the state exam. You might want to remember this question. You might see it again. You might want to highlight it and study it because it might be on the test, right? If you're going to have two phones, you can have your nice phone and everything and Google apps and all these apps, but have a phone that you do not put any of these apps on. Facebook, Google, any one of them, an appless phone that you use. Look, I got it right here. I got my regular Samsung phone right here, right? It's plugged up at 100%. I have a hang up about things not being plugged up. It's at 100% and I still have it plugged up. See the wire? When I go to bed, if I get up to go to the bathroom, look at my phone. Oh, it's at 93. Let me go plug it in. I got a plug right by my bed. But I got this phone, and Ghanaians know what this phone is called. It's a regular phone. It's a cheap phone. It says ITEL or whatever. Let me show it real quick. Look at that. And I paid 125 CDs for this phone. Not $125, but 125 CDs, which at a rate of $1 is 15, then that's 6, 7, around $8. This doesn't do anything. You have a little game on there, but this is like back in the old days. If I want to hit the letter C, I got to hit the number 2 key, A, B, C. It'll take you all day to text on this, but this is not for texting. This is just pure phone calls and not to be tracked. They have your information. They have to take your fingerprints and stuff. Here is crazy because you got to show your Ghana card. If you don't have one, you got to better get somebody who has one. Now, if you're in the law, they get you. You got to do stuff with other, but this is just for phone calls, untrackable. Local calls too. Now, somebody from somewhere else can call me, but the service here, I put 100 CDs on that bad boy. This thing will last me like the way I use the local, because I have local also on my phone. I have dual SIMs on my my Samsung, and I have Starlink, right? And the internet is through here, and I have local internet, but the way it stretches out and the way I use the phone, it's a seamless combination. And then I have this one, and this is like a throwaway phone, you know. My important people will have both numbers, but Joe Blow, you know, because I'm meeting a lot of people and there's a lot of things I'm looking to do. So this number gets thrown out there for all the locals. Yeah, man, what's going on? Where are you from? You know what I mean? Most people are going to forget because I need that right now. There's other things I'm looking to get into now. Now it's time to make money. I'm not greedy. I'm a caring, loving person, but there's things that at my age I need to be getting into so that 2 and 3 years from now, it manifests. I have to. I've been nice for a long time. Now it's time for me to go for what I know. I'll still be nice until you push me. But that's what it is. Mark Zuckerberg knows that TikTok is kicking him in the behind. And now they have to change their tune. And because of Trump, he's scared. He's running to Trump and trying to be cool. Let's open this up more. Because before, especially when Zuckerberg was in court, he had to admit that they manipulated stuff. And it's like, unless he came under fire, he was not going to change. See, one thing is when you change, you're apologetic because you really see the error of your ways. But when you're forced to, it's fake, right? And he just might get more advertisers now. It's a money thing. The TikTok is kicking their behind. And it's not going to stop anything, even if it was banned in the United States. It's not going to stop anything. It's global. You got some really revolutionary things on TikTok that they can't say on YouTube. They won't say on Facebook. We'll see, right? We'll see. But that's what it is. I'm going to move on to the next thing. I'm going to play another second or two, another minute of this so you can get a better understanding. And then we'll move on.
But some are cheering the move, including President-elect Donald Trump.
Honestly, I think they've come a long way. Meta, Facebook.
I think he's directly responding to the threats that you have made to him in the past with provisions.
Yeah.
Winbush Securities global head of tech research, Knives, says today's change could be a good business move.
What does Meta have to gain with this change?
Well, this can increase advertising. And when you look at the biggest threat here is regulation, the Trump administration. This is a little sort of waving of the white flag with Trump coming in.
Meta is also addressing censorship concerns by lifting restrictions on topics it deems controversial, like immigration. And nor these changes come on the heels of a broader shift in the tech community. Amazon is licensing a documentary on Melania Trump, and others are donating to the president-elect's inauguration fund.
Okay, there's nothing more important than that. We can knock this out. But we're going to get down to the nitty-gritty right now. And I got to share this screen. Let me go back and share it so it can do what it do. Let's play the sound, because I'm going to let this roll over and over and over. We're going to play the sound. About to show it now. Hold on. Hold on. Some people can click this so easy. I don't know. One day I was trying to share a screen and just click the whole show. There's no way of me making it bigger.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
I'm gonna let this play about.
Thank you, Ghana. Congratulations. Congratulations. Thank you.
Excuse I get sense.
Congratulations.
No. See, okay. Let me just take off the.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Okay, we're gonna let it keep rolling with no sound so I can talk. And let's talk about this. This says over 300 white men gain Ghanaian citizenship. They share their excitement. I mean, in a perfect world, you're going to have people say, well, they can get citizenship anywhere. Africa's not just for black people. You can't be racist that way. Black people are in other places. Do you think that they want to move to a black country because they love blacks so much? This is what I feel. This is about money. There are a lot of opportunities here in the motherland to make money. If you are business minded, if you come with money to invest. And one side of me says, which is not really true, but I'm being sarcastic to my own black people, I'm about to say, more power to them. I really don't mean that. But they're doing, see, that's the same booklet I got. The little flag they're waving. I got it right here on the back of my, you can't see it now because let me just take this off. I got the same flag. They gave me the suction cup. You know what I mean? That's like some little grab bag they give you, you know, when you win something in school. Put it down there. Keep it visible. See, you got so many black people in America. I ain't want to have nothing to do with no Africa. I don't want to come out there and live in the mud huts. I ain't got nothing to do. I ain't come from no Africa. I'm from Statesville, North Carolina. I'm from Valdosta, Georgia. I don't know nothing about no Africa. I'm an American. I'm born here. This is my land. I'm FBA. I'm indigenous. And you know how I feel about that. I challenge anybody who thinks different. If you're indigenous to America, which you very well could be, I'm not saying you can't, but you want to use that 9 times out of 10 to cut yourself off from any connection to Africa. And if it is your land and it was stolen, why aren't you fighting to take it back? Are you a coward? Are you proud to be subservient in your own land? And the FBA who say that they put down black people globally from the Caribbean, from the motherland, from other places. South America, wherever black people are, we're exclusive and we're the ones who built everything up, so and so and so and so. Like you never got help. And if you truly had brotherhood and sisterhood, it shouldn't be a problem. And I do understand that many who come from other places into America who are black may be brainwashed. You don't play the game and go back at them and call them names and they stink and all. You know, lip gloss does that. Out there in the motherland and working so hard in the sun, you're stinking. You don't have fresh water like us. We have the amenities. We have this. It's a way to keep it separate. Like I say, and I say it every show, any organization or any entity that's influential, that speaks in a way to divide black people globally and not teach unity. Did Malcolm X, did he not teach unity and go to other countries on our behalf in America to take America to the United Nations on human rights violations? Did he throw off and, oh no, you're not us, you're not us? Any organization that encourages black people to be separate from other black people globally, you part of the CIA, FBI, whatever, you're that part of the counterintelligence program. You're part of that because you want to divide, because ultimately the enemy doesn't want us to be together. And by dividing, you're keeping us from uniting with a country who has vast resources. And we know many of the leaders here have sold out, but vast resources. And you begging somebody for a job, or you get this job with 6 figures and you're proud of yourself and they fire you and you ass out. How about that? We got 3 out of me in this show. And you don't have to come here to live. I'm living the best I ever did, and I'm not a millionaire. That's not bragging or being condescending. I want us to come over and have a connection, right? I'm afraid to stand up because I got a shirt on. That's all I can say. My bag is way over there. I was going to show you my passport. I'll do it the next show. I got 2 passports. And I'm really on some old nah. Not really. I don't feel like I'm better than nobody. Why can't you expand? Let me tell you about these people here. I don't know them, but I know individuals like them. Now, they were born the way they were born. They had no say-so in that. It's all about what's here and what's here. I know many of them will probably be Lebanese and Turkish, because there are a lot of Lebanese who live here, a lot of Turkish who live here, a lot of folks from the UK, and a lot of Chinese. But they maintain a connection to their country. They go back to Lebanon frequently. They go back to Turkey frequently. And I'm going to tell you honest, some of the Turkish and Lebanese understand the dynamics of what's going on here. And a lot of them I've gotten into conversations with because I talk with everybody. I want to have a 360-degree outlook on the world. I'm not just going to take somebody's word for it, but this does piss me off. Does it piss me off because they're coming to Ghana? I feel a little way about that. But really, I feel a little way about that because us who have an opportunity, even if it's not Ghana, it might be Tanzania, it might be Kenya, it might be South Africa, it might be Gambia, it might be Burkina Faso. And homeboy, Ibrahim, what's his name, his last name? Yo, he's a straight up revolutionary. He's doing the damn thing. But why do I feel funny about this? More so because that should be us. Even if you don't stay here and you get this, and then I was looking, okay, let me show you something. I'll show you this much. I can't show you the whole thing. Let me see what I can't show. I can show the whole thing. Doesn't say anything personal. I'm not trying to hide my birthday. I was born on April 8th, 1963. Here's my Ghana card, right? I never look good in pictures. But look what it says. It says Ghanaian. Lancescurv, Ghanaian. It doesn't say resident. It says Ghanaian. Now, I know I wasn't born here, but I got the same thing they got. Options, y'all. I'm an American citizen. That will never change. I'm a Ghanaian citizen. That will never change. Check me next year. I might have another citizenship. I might have 10. You know I'm an extremist and I do what I do, right? But it gives you options. There's certain things you see now with these men. They understand an opportunity when they can get one. They're doing the high five. They're smiling. They're happy. They're waving the flag because now they're going to make money. So at first, my dear sister, Customato, and I call her now, Customato was Mike Tyson's trainer. She is not a man. She's not a lesbian. I'm not knocking lesbians. I'm just saying, because I'm like Mike Tyson and she's the one who sees the light in me. And we speak 2-3 hours a day on our voicemails back and forth on the minute details of certain things, creatively and in life. And that's why I'm even more. She's an expert in her expertise. And I submit. See, I'm not chauvinistic. Oh, you a woman, you can't tell me nothing. Every move I make, we talk. And I admire her. She's strong, she's tough, she's wise. And she's helped me and helped to elevate my life and elevate my game. I wasn't weak before. But the little things, you know, when you're a boxer and they say, well, keep this hand up. Or when you throw out the jab, don't bring it back low because you get hit up the side of your head. When you throw the jab out, bring your hand back up to protect you. The little things. You're off balance when you throw a punch and you miss, you're going to fall. It's easy to get knocked down. Keep your balance. We got to work on keeping your balance. So it's not boxing, but he loves that too. But it's life. And I told her, I said, listen, be hard on me. I'll reveal everything about my life, but be hard on me and don't, well, I can't go there. No. Gifty Sine. No, but the number was blurred. It was blurred, Gifty. It was blurred. Okay. Okay, you want me to get the, you want me to get the passport, right? I can get it. You want me to show it? If you want me to show it, I'll show it. But the numbers on the card, that was kind of reflected, and I just wanted to see the name and everything like that. But hit it in there. If you want me to go, what I'll do, I'll slide over because it's right there. Let me know. But I was speaking about Customato. It is one of the most real relationships. Are you kidding? No, I don't want to. Yeah, they'll block this video. You don't need to see all that yellow stuff. It has changed my life, and it's a gift from God, and I say that publicly. Publicly. So you men out there, every relationship that you have with a sister does not have to be sexual. You can talk about sex or some things, but it's not, hey, baby, so and so and so. A lot of us repel righteous energy that comes our way in the form of a woman because all we can see is titties and ass and pleasure. And you miss your blessing to be great because it's so narrow-minded. Now, many of us who are here, who were born and raised in Ghana, they are so glad, and this is not everybody, but I have to tell the truth. They are so glad to have the white man come, because everything that ain't Ghana, ain't African in their mind is white. One guy asked me, well, are you a white man? Am I a white man? Don't you cuss me like that. But they feel because of the culture and the upbringing, the colonialism, the way they've twisted religion around, white Jesus. It's not about Jesus, y'all. It's about the fact that they push him as a white man here. And he's the savior that's going to bust in from the clouds. So when they see somebody that looks, look at this man here, right here. He could be Jesus to them. He got the beard and everything, right? He could be a chubby Jesus, right? He could be another one. But subconsciously, that's what it is. That's why when they had the dancing Jesus here in Ghana, white man who looked like the rendition of Jesus, everybody was so we around. They looked at him like he really was Jesus. And many are brainwashed to feeling as though they're incomplete because of the school system, the school of indoctrination. They don't say you are inferior here, but everything that they put into many of the Ghanaian brothers and sisters lets them know, you see, you can say things without saying things. And they never tell them you can do the damn thing here. You have all the resources. All you have to do is have some unity. The money is manipulated. The economy is rough. I'm not going to lie about that for those who are here. When I get my little check, whatever the exchange rate is, I get, so it doesn't affect me. But you got to understand it's based off of the dollar. So if you get less buying power from the CD and it's cut in half from 1,000 to 500, as far as its value is concerned, you're making the same 1,000, but it has the power of 500 CDs. Now we got a problem because you're getting half the groceries, half of this, half that, and other things have to go up to make up for it. So here we have individuals who are wise enough to know that we can live good in Africa. Because when I go out, and I've said this before, I said this yesterday, when I go out to the road to get the van and I'm waiting and some of the vans come up full, that's the way it happens. And then I wave because one van goes one way when it gets to the circle, to the town, and the other van goes the other way. I'm doing this because I'm usually going down into a crowd. And they flash the light and they throw the signal and they let me on. But when I'm waiting there, if I'm waiting during the rush hour, I might wait there 30 minutes, but it's beautiful. I'm looking over the mountains, I'm on my phone, I do a little TikTok, short, little Instagram short or something like that. And eventually I get on. But I said earlier, I see some exotic cars. We see Benzes here, we see BMWs here, we see Jaguars here. In America, we see it plentiful. But here, for those who think that it's just mud huts and whatever, these same men here, it breaks my heart that they're taking the opportunities that we should have. We're so damn ignorant to what we don't want to have nothing to do with Africa. And we have people who are not here to uplift our people. They're here to exploit. They laughing and smiling. Look at him. Ooh, we gonna make money now. We don't have to pay the black man and the black woman nothing. And our businesses are gonna go up. And we're gonna sit back behind the counter on our computers, talking to our various girlfriends, and we gonna make money and we ain't gonna pay them because that's what happens. And I'm gonna go in some of the establishments. I'm gonna act like I'm talking on my phone. Yeah, so I have to hold it vertical. I'm gonna record it. The next time, which probably will be Friday, I'll find myself in a couple of these establishments because I have to go in there. Tomorrow I'm staying home. I need to stay home. I got too much in this place to do and just to meditate and create content. But you see, and how do I know they're not paying these young black people? Let me let you in on something. This is not everybody, but they have, I don't want to call it the name of the place, but it's like Walmart. It's like Target or Walmart. Huge, everything. I think for what they offer, it's better than Walmart in America, but it's not better for us here. You'll have 3 and 4 and 5 young black employees, males and females, in an aisle like this on their phone. And the person who owns it, or the higher ups that they look like them, they walk by smiling. So that means, look, most people will be pissed off. You're supposed to be doing something. Act like you're rearranging something. Act like you're sweeping the floor. If there's nothing to do, keep your hands moving. Help a customer. Do this or do that. And don't sit around talking. They don't mind because they ain't paying them nothing. Because we're so brainwashed to think that it's prestige to have a brand new phone, the latest iPhone. And half of them don't even have that. They worship the phones because, you see, for those who may be downtrodden and may not even live on a middle class, what we call a middle class level, which in America, middle class is becoming upper lower class. But the traditional middle class, where you have certain amenities. This is their tea. This is their toy. This is their communication. But they're doing the wrong things on it. They're looking at the wrong things. You can run a business through your phone. You can get information to build something that you can eventually benefit financially. But we're on the phone, at work, lip hanging down. Oh, man, look at this girl here, man. Girls on TikTok. I don't know how the algorithms work, but because I'm here, I get a lot of Ghanaian TikTok things that pop up on my screen. And I hate to say it. Now I'm gonna go off. I'm gonna get them now. I said some nice things, or whatever. There's nothing nice about this. But what do our sisters do? TikTok is like the butt channel in Ghana. Because you see them dancing. Then eventually, here you go. You turn around, they're looking, they're showing you the backside. And they are crafted by the hands of God. They're so shapely and beautiful. But that's one part of a woman. Are you so empty in the head that you think that that's all you got to offer? The hours you spend on TikTok and some of these women, I'm going to get to the men too. Every post is some song they dancing and they showing their ass in a different outfit. Well, you deserve not to get paid when you go on these jobs because you showing that you're a knucklehead, whether your boss or the one who owns it knows it or not. They know they can take advantage of you. And that's why they're here, because they know they can take advantage of you. They know they're getting free money. They don't want to be around us. And again, I've known some nice ones that I've talked to, and we've gotten deep in on the conversation. And there's one in particular, I want to have him come on the show. It may not come all the way up here in the mountains by me, but I'm going to get him on, and I'm going to ask him some frank questions. Now, he may not show his face, but he will answer. Because I got in on him, because he knows I'm different. I'm not going to say we're the best of friends, but we have an understanding. And he owns a huge business in town. And he was asking me questions about New York City and different things and whatever. And I was asking him questions about the mentality of the people that are coming here. And he was very honest. It's about money. It's not about no love. Now, I had a consultation with my dear customado. And I said to her, I said, you know, after seeing this, I feel like it's diminished the value of me getting citizenship. You see? She said, don't you say that. She said, don't you ever say that. Because for them, it's a business opportunity. But for birthright, wow. And I was on the van coming home listening to the message. He said, He says, they did not get ripped away, their forefathers, from this land. This land is your birthright. What it is to them, or what it is to you, it could never be to them. But here they come, not to enhance or show love or make their deceased parents proud, as my parents who are still with me. And today is now for me January 9th, because I'm 5 hours ahead of the East Coast and 8 hours ahead of the West Coast. But January 8th is my mother's birthday. January 8th, 1930. She passed away at 64 years old in 1994. My father was born November 5th, 1916. He passed away November 20th, 1990. He was 74. So here I am, big and strong because of them. And maybe if I'm blessed, my Creator will give me a few more years, because they taught me to learn from not their mistakes, but what they may not have known on a nutritional level, which they fed me good, or just certain things. My father worked with chemicals, refinishing floors. That may have had something to do with his transition, because he was very strong. So I'm supposed to do better. And doing better for me was to come back here. When I say back, what you mean? You wasn't born here, so no. But it's restoration. This is my birthright. This is a reset. People talk about reset for their own reasons, but this is a mental, physical, spiritual, and emotional reset that it could never be for these people who are only coming over here to make a little bit of extra cash. Because most of the time, they're not even going to stay here. But bust a move. This is what it is. Look at him, look at him, look at him, look at him. He done hit the lottery. He hit the lottery in his mind. Even though all antisocial ones, they waving and smiling because they know they're on camera. They know they're going to be seen. Look at him. He might as well have a whip in his hand. See how he's doing it? That's that subconscious thing coming out. Look at him. He's on his phone. Yes, we're going to make money out of these niggas now. You see what I mean? It can never be that them. It's still special, so good to see it that way. But that was a temporary feeling when I saw this. It's like, damn, can I have something exclusive for my own where they can't go? But they can't go and have the connection that I have. You see? They can't. And so it's my right to do what I need to do here, and I'm going to make some money. But when I make some money, I'm going to truly benefit those who are here and who are back home. I told you, if we have a close proximity, this ain't for every Joe Blow. When you come out, you're going to come here and stay with me. I'm going to be up under you most of the time. We're going to go here, we're going to go here, we're going to go there. I'm going to give the advantage. But see, in Ghana, when you start a business, if you don't have citizenship, this is what they're not going to tell you. You have to include a Ghanaian. You can go to the corner and grab any old Ghanaian and say, this is my business partner right here. He might be a wino. He might be an alcoholic. Yeah, man. He might not know nothing about the business you in, but and that's the way that they benefited. Ghana benefited, and I'm not against that because it protected Ghana from this. But you just give 300, and maybe all 300 weren't, but as you can see, the majority were. So now you strip that away from these people who should be benefiting Ghana by including someone in your business so you can run your business. So how do you get around that? Just give them. Do these people have money? They may not be dressed in a Western way and flashing certain things, but you best believe that's part of the plan. And they can operate now on their own without including anybody Ghanaian, because you know what? They're Ghanaian. They're Ghanaian. And I'm going to say it unfortunately, in their mind, fortunately, but as far as I see, they're going to make leaps and bounds because they don't play. They came here to do business. They ain't in the club. They ain't on TikTok shaking their behind. They're not in America talking about, oh, I ain't got nothing to do with Africa. Look at them. And look, it's coming up where you see the ones with the African print on top of the shirt. Look, it's coming. And she don't want to be bothered. Look at her. I don't put the camera in my face. But look at these two there. See there? They bought them tops at the same time. Look at that. They didn't just have those and they walk around in their country like that. We want to make it look good. Let's just buy some African top and put it on. Okay, this fits. You're right, Gifty Sine. It's an insult to Ghanaians and all Africans. And thank you so much for the birthday wishes of our mother. I get very emotional around this time, you know, when I think about her and my father too. On either, you know, I can see them together and sitting around the table. And I'm a little boy and they're talking to me and telling me things. And man, it's a beautiful life. And this is what keeps me from falling all the way down because of what they put inside of me. And I've been blessed to have parents like that. You know what I mean? It keeps me. I will never be defeated in this lifetime. I might be knocked down, but I'm not going to be defeated. No matter what happens. I'm not going to live forever. So don't say, well, oh, he said he wasn't defeated, but look at him, he's dead now. We're all going to die physically. We're all going to expire, transition. But I'm never going to be defeated. You're wasting your time. You might knock me down. You might delay me. I'm never defeated, only detoured. And sometimes when you get the opposition in life, it may detour you from where you think you should be going or want to go. But in that detour, you go down a different road and you discover something else that's better for you. Look at it that way. Oh man, I'm going to say it for a fourth time. How about that? How about that? See? You're never defeated. You might see it that way. Only detoured. And when you take a detour, remember, you can always end up at the same destination that you wanted to go to. It's just that you had to go a different road. You're going to a party. You're trying to find the address. Back in the day, you got the paper in your hand and you're looking at the address, whatever, but you got a detour. Now you got to find a whole different way to get to that place that might be 2 miles away. Maybe you have to drive 5 miles now. You get there 20 minutes late. Girl, where you been? had to take a detour, but guess what? I'm here. I landed in Ghana, September 16th, 2020. I thought it was going to be a straight shot. Boom. That where I find myself, it would have been just maybe a year and a half. But because of the obstacles that I thank, not stuff in the road, but individuals, I thank you. I must say it this way. I thank you, you fools. You push me into my destiny. And this goes in any situation. It doesn't mean you have to relocate to find this out. This could be on the job. This could be with in-laws. This could be with family. This could be with neighbors. You help push me into my strength. And the best revenge in life is not arguing with anybody. Don't get pulled down into that. Shine. Throw your combinations and shine. You can get knocked down, but the beauty is in getting up. My yellow stripes tell me so. And the black stripes here. Flexing. You can righteously flex. God loves to see that. Because that's your way of praising him. Whichever way you say your creator is, that's none of my business. It's what you feel in here and what you know up here. That's what it's all about. There's always a chance, no matter how bad the storm is. It's raining, it's kind of hard. I can't go out and do what I had to do today, but tomorrow might be bright and sunny all day long and for the next week. But there's a purpose for the rain. But back to these individuals. How dare you let these people come in here and they laughing at you? You've bent the system to make it so easy. I had to go through so much to get mine. But they had one judge, they passed everything out. Of course, they had to fill out paperwork, and all you do is take the oath and say it. Half of them didn't even say it right. Half of them probably don't even speak English right. And they got it. Where was the announcement for all of them to show up? Why couldn't? There are people I know who are worthy, who would be a plus to this place. I've even inquired and just lukewarm answers. How did 300 people that don't look like, you know how much exploitation is going to go on? And half of them are going to live up in these mountains where I am. And when I'm waiting for the van, they're going to be driving by rolling, styling. I don't care about the materialistic. I'm not mad at anybody who righteously earns stuff, but you get a boost from a government. And it's a joke to you. You know what this looks like? I'm going to say this in a very decent way. This looks like in the neighborhood, there was this woman, right? And yes, you're right, Gifty. Yes, sometimes rejection is protection and delay is the way. Hallelujah. But this is what this looks like. I'm going to say it in a not lewd way. Look how they all coming down the steps, right? How they all laughing. I knew a young lady. I'll still say she's a young lady. She wasn't really right in the head. She was developmentally delayed. Back in the day, you can say retarded, but it's not politically correct, right? But she had a body on her that was nothing short of spectacular in a beautiful way. But most young guys were not going to look at it. Oh, no, they look at her like, her parents ain't home. She's 19 years old, 20 years old. But she has the mind of an 8-year-old. When she comes to the door, she's half naked. Even the mailman was up in there. And they all were up in there, taking turns. And when they came out pulling their zippers, woo! Look at these guys here. They're not there because they love the country. Look. They got some free stuff. They smiling. They got over. Look at them, pulling their zippers up, coming out. They done got it. Oh, yeah. We didn't have to buy her nothing. We didn't have to tell her we love her. They just let us on in. And we got it. They did this one calling, yeah, man, she was good. Yeah. It's the same thing. They gangbanged the system. And they emptied themselves on our land. And they're going to get and get and get. And the ignorant ones will be on their knees, arching their back, letting them get more of it. They don't deserve this. And they're going to deal with some downtrodden, beautiful black women who really need money to feed their kids and take care of their family. And they're going to be making, I will give you a little more CD if you sleep with me, if you get on your knees and perform acts. We're going to get over. We don't love these people. They don't look at the black women here the way I look at them. I make sure to give compliments, not to get in their drawers. But some of them may be brainwashed a little bit to think they're not beautiful. You are beautiful. Look at you. Look at your skin. Look at your teeth. Look at your face. Look at that beautiful wide nose. Look at the big lips that are beautiful. I don't say big, because now we're comparing when we say big. Your lips are perfect, right? In comparison to them alien slits. Who wants that? Gifty Sine said, no tears the way our people cry when we get our Africans. Exactly, no tears. I saw tears on that day. If it didn't happen in the auditorium where I was, because I live streamed the whole thing, right? It happened in the parking lot. It happened walking away when it really hit them. Some directly right then and there. Some before the ceremony started. One young lady told me, she knew me from social media, and she said, Lance, I just don't want anything to happen. I said, what's going to happen now? You in, the paperwork is done. We just have to go through with the oath and all the other stuff, whatever. Let's enjoy now. We made it. I still got it. It's been such a long journey for her that even at the last minute, she was like, oh man, I don't know if this is really going to go through. And it did. And when I saw her, she was crying and she hugged me. Don't even know her name, but she knows me on YouTube. It's a different thing. Look at this old one too, looking all old, looking like Nosferatu. He had enough strength to wave the flag. Because it means something different. Letting these oppressors in. I said some of them might be acting nice, or maybe they know I'm different. They know they ain't gonna say nothing to me. They exploit or whatever. No, don't mess with him. He will bust you upside the head. Yes, I will. Look at him. Just look at him. It's such a level of disgust. And again, rooted in the fact that many of us don't see what's happening in the world, that we need to expand. We need to unify. And most of us are not going to do it. Why can't we be en masse here? And we saw 524. I understand it. I got a little something to say about that, but I'm not going to say it right here. Why can't we do this and start life anew for those who want to, and of course we have obligations. We have family members that need to be taken care of that may not want to come. And, I understand that part. Put your foot in the door. Put your foot in the door. Buy a 1/4 acre of land to say, I have some land. Even if you don't get Ghanaian citizenship right away and you need a Ghanaian to deal business, I'm here. I'm not going to ask you for nothing. I don't want to pay from you. I want to see you grow. Look, I want to see something before I leave this earth. Not for me. I'm not looking to get over. I like to know that I was help to facilitate something, help to unblock something, help to make something happen. And of course, everybody can't do it because of their situation. Maybe they don't want to do it. The small hats, wherever they are in the world, they got that connection with Israel, and they're concerned about Israel. Now, we know to deal with that. Let's just compare it to that dude that you let sleep on your couch for a week, and he started taking over the whole, telling you there's no food in the refrigerator. telling you there's no gas in the tank in the car that he should not be driving. You let him stay a little bit, and now he's pushing you out. How about that? It's the fifth time. That's what they do. And they're going to turn this into a little South Africa. See, because Ghana's in bed with America. Burkina Faso's not in bed with no America. They're pretty much down with Russia. So things are going to happen here, and people that are letting in over here may not be in our best interest, even if they look like us and they come from America. Because they know that America or Ghana is going to be the shiznik. And they want to have their hand in it. So they have to send people who look like us. That's why, that's a whole other topic. And I spoke about that on that vertical live that I did. I didn't know they highlighted first and then they put the whole thing up. I'm thinking they shut me down on that one. I'm like, oh, I said something? You got to look deeper into things. We're here now. This is 2025. I can't believe I'm saying that. And I came here in 2020. Woo, the time flies. Right? But now I'm going to run hard. The same way Kunta Kinte ran up the plantation when they had a chance to get away. I'm still going to run hard on all my endeavors. That's why I'm up 2:47 in the morning talking for 2 hours and 16 minutes because I feel this. I'm home. I don't have to commute. I don't have to leave no club. I can sleep till I wake up and come right back and do it again, which I'm going to do. When I wake up, I'm going to do another live. You be waking up like, damn, Lance, did you just finish doing one? I got so much in me to say and share. I may not be right. I'm not trying to be right. I just want to reflect what I see. If you can extract something out of it, large or small, to help you see a little better, then I did my job. Again, if I get 2 hits on this video, it's cool. I might get negative 245. Let's see YouTube come around and try to do or say what Mark Zuckerberg says, because he's scared of TikTok. That's all it is. As soon as they get the power again, yeah, they're going to come change on you. You can't trust them. And at the core, you can't trust these. They are not going to do anything. They're going to bring more of their people and help them. The Chinese out here ain't looking to help the black man here. They're looking to exploit them. I can't prove it, but I heard it from reputable sources, and it's a hush-hush thing. Maybe I'm wrong, but I heard the Chinese have their own dock here in Ghana. Anybody know anything about that? I'm going to put that out in some of the groups because there's some things I have to ask in the groups anyway. They can bring stuff in freely and take stuff out free. No limits, no tariffs, they have their own way. That's like that man next door who's checking out your wife. You build a door to your bedroom and you work the night shift and put a tunnel right to his house. He's going to try to get in there and deal with the goods at night when you're gone. You can't trust that. You trust them? They have their own dock? Are you crazy? And some of us that look like us who are in position, they're going to do what they do. They had a massive fire here next to the Makula market. Huge blocks and blocks and blocks. So I got to walk around down there. I like it down there. There's another by name. It's like the same big area. Miles, big area. You walk around, there's blocks everywhere, not just one little area. Because see, in my little B-roll videos, I only go to certain areas to get what I need because I'm staying home to focus on the work. When I start driving, I'm all over the place. I'm going to show you how beautiful this place is. But there was a fire 1 a.m. in the morning a couple days ago in a market where black people, black Africans, black Ghanaians sold their stuff, and they depended on us to make a living. Hours later, when the sun came up, here come the Chinese surveying the land. They couldn't wait. They couldn't even make it look right. And cool out for a couple days. So this was something planned to get them out and get the Chinese in. Who sold it out? That's the question. I'm not going to get too deep on that because they'll knock your head off out here when you start coming against people. And I'll whip America. I'll chill out here. It's beautiful. It's nice. Look at the scenery, whatever. I see what's going on. Zip. Because they will snuff you out here, lock you up. And these dudes will be free. Big black man with big head. Look at him. He's locked up and we free in his country. This is my country. I can say that now. But I could say that before the paperwork came through, and this is your country too. Just like Minister Farrakhan said, they mixed us up. We all family now. You mixed up the bloodline and know what country and the name. We all family then. So come to God and get the citizenship. They giving it out. Like the new crack dealer on the block who gives a couple pieces out that has more cocaine in it. So they, ooh, this stuff is good. We got to buy from him. And they gradually reduce it. I don't know nothing about that. I know about that, but I never did that. Place is going to change big time. And because they're bringing money and having big businesses, they'll benefit the people who want to have their palms. That's about. They're going to have a couple black babies too. Oh, the black woman backside feels so good. Ooh. We give a couple little money. Don't bring them around my wife. That's how they do. That's why they're happy too. We're going to finally see what it's like to be with a black woman because they need the money. And they brainwash some of them thinking that white is better. I can go talk about that for hours. I'm going to wrap this down soon. And let me see. Yes, Gifty. Look, I'm not going to get up. I got to show you my passport. Look, I ain't got no pants on, y'all. I got oh man, I'm not going to chair over. I'm just trying to make y'all laugh. Come over here. I got my bag over here. Oh, just right over here, too. Be careful here. I ain't trying to act like I'm on Onlyfans. Did I have it here? Did I take it out? Yeah. 2 passports. I may not open it for the sense of information. This is the American passport. This is the Ghanaian passport. Right? Every passport in the front looks the same. Right? And this one. And you don't even need to use this to travel to the approved countries. Right? You don't need it. Am I sitting on my right? Oh, it's on my leg. Right? You don't need it. You can use your Ghana card to travel to those approved African countries and other places. I'll get the facts on that now. I should know, right? But all the way from the microphone, let me get a little closer. Yeah, I should know, but I'll tell you the details on that. It's public knowledge anyway. Yeah, it's a good thing. But for the businessmen that don't want to be bothered with helping and but they're going to see, they're the Ghanaians now that's going to bring their people that don't have it here and run everything and hook them up. Network. I'm down for it. You want to do something here? I'm not taking nothing from you. I'll put my signature to something and I'll put a disclaimer. But I ain't got nothing to do with no Africa. That's a problem with us. You're going to complain on your job when you don't get a raise after that review. Man, I deserve more than 50-cent raise, man. It's getting expensive, man. Healthcare. Yeah, okay. Let me see what Eric B said. Unfortunately, many Africans across the continent don't understand we're still at war with our enemies. Yes, we are. And that's why we need to unify. We can't be at war with the enemies and at war with each other. That doesn't make no sense. We're helping the enemy then. Yeah, helping the enemy. Because they smile at them and the white Jesus thing, and the white Jesus thing is bad out here, y'all. I mean, they have little emblems of the white man picture on there. It's disgusting. I'm not saying Jesus is disgusting. I'm just saying, and we know how they twisted the religion around. I understand that. But they infused it with their agenda to affect our minds. Because I see so many and some of them will look at me like, but key with the other one. They bought them shirts the same time, I'm telling you. They got on the side of the road and their big bellies hanging. Like, try this one. Does this work? Yeah, you get a different one. We're African now. We're Black African. You know, because they feel, and I'm telling you, they feel entitled to this land more than many of us who are in America. They've turned us in America against those here and those here with ignorance against America. And it's so sad. And that's why I'm letting this play over and over and over and over again. I hope you all dream this. I hope you all have nightmares with this. Not to be mean, but this needs to be embedded in your head on what you need to do. You don't have to just plant in one side of the garden of earth. What about your children, the options? You see where America's going? You see where America's going? The Ruba bin Wahad today told me he gives it 2 years tops. And that's stretching it. We don't see the storm that's converging down on America. Ben. It's like court when they say, I have nothing further. It's serious. I have nothing further. I thought this was going to be a little hour show, and, you know, yes, the white Jesus is a sign that you're still not free. Yeah. Did everyone notice those colonizer wigs we had? Yeah. Little blonde wigs sitting up there like this. How'd that look? A blonde matted wig. A sign of submission. A sign of surrender. That even though you give me pseudo power in your system, I'm letting you know that I'm waving the white flag of white supremacy, or the blonde flag of white supremacy, because it's on my head physically, but it's showing that my thoughts are white. And I think like you, I'll take you in what you need. You'll always get a free pass for me. Please just throw me a few little crumbs. Please just throw me a few little crumbs that I can act superior to my brother and sister because I have your approval, God. You are my God. I won't say that, but that's what it is when you look at how we react to it. Turning your butt up so they can get the pleasure of them butt cheeks, them sweet butt cheeks. These men shouldn't be enjoying that. Damn, we can't have anything for ourselves. I'm sorry to be wrong. I'm getting mad. I'm probably gonna stay up all night. Gotta lay down for 2 hours and come back. Didn't Lance say it was 2:58? That was 5 o'clock. He didn't sleep. This stuff is getting to me. I need to shut this off for real. I'm gonna wrap this down, y'all. I think and I want most of the shows to go deep with stuff. Let me take this off. I'm starting to look like that person with the wig. This hardcore head right here. I'll headbutt you into tomorrow. Yeah, I don't want to see this. I don't want to see this. I'm gonna stop sharing this and put myself right here back in the screen because they're here and they're lurking around. I got my hatchet right here. I hear a funny noise out here and it's them trying to take my land from me. They're gonna get it. Got booby traps all over the place, and this house is like a maze. They ain't gonna figure it out. They go around and be like, that's right. It's gonna be like the mall. You are here. To get out to the front door, you gotta go here, gotta go here. I got it tricked off. I got secret doorways. Like, you think I'm stupid? I'm ready for them. They come looking for me any kind of way. I might be in the roof somewhere just looking, peeking through a hole. Gotta be ready. Wow. Let me just, you don't have to come in, but I'll just say, because people, man, I wanted to say something on the show, but you didn't put the link. I'll put the link if you want to come in. And it's okay if you don't come in. It's quite all right, because I know time is moving on and folks have things to do. But there's a link in the chat room. You can come in on if you have anything to enhance or say on the show. Eric B says the new president is a lot better than Nana Akufo-Addo. But the other guy, Kwame, would have been better. I heard that. And I'm not I've been here for those amount of years, but I'm not political minded that way where I just focus on, because I hear the local speak a certain way and they kind of confuse me because they split on things, and sometimes I hear misinformation and stuff like that. But I'm gonna really focus in on getting my own opinion and stuff. But no matter what, and they won't do that to those few folks that look white, that are white or whatever. But me, if I become critical of anything here, they will still look at me as though I'm a foreigner, you know? Yeah. Oh, no, definitely gifty. It's okay. It's okay. There'll be times in the future, but there's things you have to do and stay focused. You know, that's what it's all about, getting our stuff done. Yeah. Time is moving on. I'm going to wrap this down, but time is moving on fast. And the older we get, the faster, not only the perception of time, but we vibrate higher, hopefully. And if we do vibrate higher, we won't feel it. We won't be old. Our body will expire, but our spirits are young and our enthusiasm will stay up. You'll know you're doing something right when your enthusiasm is high. You see what I mean? That's what it's all about. Keeping your enthusiasm high and working towards something, and knowing that if you do it so good and keep the soil rich and turned over, that when you plant seeds and things will grow. And I think a lot of our frustration is that we know we should be doing better by our future, by our children, by the world. And the greed that many of us have, just want to be about, oh, I got to get mine. I got to get mine. That's coming back to haunt us in our psyche. And we feel disconnected because we know that we should be doing something collectively, because our creator, whatever you call him, our God, whatever you call him, universe, system, whatever. Hey, I didn't put the mangoes and the trees in the back. I didn't put those avocados back there growing. I didn't put those back there. I didn't make that. I didn't make this perfect climate. I didn't make the beach where you come back 5 years. Now, somewhere in Florida, it's not like that. It erodes, but the water comes right to the same point. It goes back out. It's amazing. I'm not that smart. Something, someone, some entity, some God did it. We call it God. So there's a bigger system we have to feed into, and we're not feeding into it because we're looking at each other. We have the God in us. We talk about God in the sky. We cuss the God in the other people. And some of us act ungodly. We're going to pay the price for it. It's going to get hot in here. And if you're not connected, trust me, the right way, no matter what you call it, it's not going to be an easy ride. I'm not a doomsayer, but get right with yourself. Cleanse yourself. Get your thoughts right. Do right by your people. We're not doing each other right. We're putting the wrong food in our body, of course, and in our mind. So what's going to come out of it? Except decadence. It's like eating a bad meal. Cheap, bad meal. You burping up nasty taste in your mouth. Your stomach don't feel right, rumbling. Stress. You're in the middle of a conversation. You know, where's the nearest bathroom? Let's try to ascend and be better. This is 2025, and we know that it may not be the actual year. They mess with the calendars. I understand that. Don't argue with me on that. All I'm saying is that it was 2020, 21, 22, 23, 24. Woo, man. I got online doing this kind of stuff before YouTube was around in 2001. 2001, right before 9/11. February of 2001. In a couple more weeks, I would have been on this thing online for 24 years. But the way they're cleansing the internet of my name, it doesn't seem that way. But those who know, know. If you've been around that long, it's okay. Because you can't stop the vibrations that we share with each other. If we have loved ones that are deceased and have transitioned, you may not see them. You may have a photo or video or a voicemail. You know, sometimes it's that voicemail that you save. And I saw a woman crying one time on the bus in Orlando, and she made a mistake and deleted the voicemail of her mother. Just talking normal. Wash this before you come home and prepare this, and but of course that was all she had of her. And she told me, like, her life story, like, I have this voicemail that was precious to me and I made a mistake and I deleted it. And I didn't ever listen really to my mother in life as much. And I learned to begin to take her advice and everything, and then she's gone. So now she has to rummage through her subconscious mind to remember things that a mother told her. That's so precious. That's like the guy who did the photography for my wedding with Mrs. SCURV, him and his wife. And in his sales pitch, he said, it wasn't a sales pitch, we were just talking. He said, you know, when a house catches fire, family home, and they have to get out and it burns down to the ground, they're not looking for anything else other than salvaging and saving those photos. Just to have that. I was like, wow, that's true. So even still, we got to save things digitally, put them on different, save it on your email or something. Make a new email address, and in the header and the title, you know, just say what it is. Use the storage that way. So if you lose your phone, you lose your computer crashes, you know that you can go to this email and save it on the cheap, on the fly. My little things I've been learning. I don't know everything. I'm not a computer guy anyway. I'm just an internet dude. Anyway, let me see. Oh, let me just get Eric B's message. America is in shambles right now. We have wildfires in California and over 10,000 acres in flames, and the homeless situation is out of control. Yes. Thank you for speaking the truth of what's really out there in America. I know it. I'm here, but my heart is still there. My heart is here. I live here, but I can't turn my back on the people that I love so much, even if I haven't met them yet. Because just like I talk about how beautiful some of the people here are, and some of the women are, and not in a lustful way, but just the essence, untouched, right? I still have that love for my people in America because we've gone through similar things. We have similar perspectives, even if it's not the same exact thing, because we're always in a state of flux. We're always growing. We're always evolving, not changing, but evolving. A person may not see you for 10 years, say, oh, you changed. No, I'm still rooted in the same thing. I can't change 10 years ago, but I've evolved and I've added more branches on my tree. You may not see that. It may take you a while to see that. You may see the same face, but the experiences that I've gone through have molded me and made me more advanced, more developed. I can laugh. I can bring up jokes from the 1980s, 1970s. I got friends that I've known that long, and we laugh. We make little noises. Oh! You don't know what that means, but there was something that happened and they crack up. And people look like, this guy made an animal noise and everybody's laughing. Or we might say something, so hey, go around, go around. That meant something. That was a story, but you don't know it, so we don't have to say the whole story all the way, but that's all. Oh, wait a minute, man, you remember that? Yeah, man, that was funny, right? That was 1974, man. Man, you crazy to remember that. That's what I do. I'm bugged out. I'm bugged out that way. So that's, and I use my convenient state of insanity to get over the rough times. I can go into my box and step over the line of crazy and be crazy and step back over and I'm all right. I have that ability. I understand insanity. When you know what a line of crazy is, you'll never go crazy. Tell me, friends, Lance, man, I give you about 1993 around in that time when you was going through that stuff, man, you should have been crazy back then. And you went through more stuff. And maybe I'll go through more stuff in this life. And you'll remember me telling you this. You know, I'm resilient and I know how to feed myself on all levels. And this is why tomorrow I'm going to be home, quiet, in the yard, on the balcony. I'll take off all my way out in the sun on the balcony. Nobody can see me. Get all the sun's rays. So I keep myself sane. I feed myself on all levels. I'm going to go deep in my thinking. We're going to come up with some good titles, some good things to discuss. Where do you get your titles from? That's what CNN people asked me when I was on that Dr. Drew show. Yeah, you speak about so many different topics, you know what I mean? Because I'm righteously crazy. I'm out of the system that keeps me limited. I'm insane. I'm mad. Only because you can't corral me. We all need to have that ability. Not where we go crazy because of what they did. No. You got to be able to step into that. Pamela, I see you say Super SCURV. That's an old Jewish teacher gave me that name too, you know, back in the gym class, because I was always the one pushing hard to never be outdone. They used to call me Super SCURV, Mr. Hecht. How do you spell his name? H-E-C-H-T. Hey, Super SCURV. I'm going to use that for marketing, but I don't think I'm Superman. I ain't going crazy and jumping off no building. George Reed, I think that's what he did. Thought he was saying, or is that like an old wives' tale? I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to wind down a little bit. I don't think I can, but I'm going to do something weird. Let me see something I'm going to do weird. I got a big thing of juice in there, right? I love to do this. I have my own jar of peanut butter. They call it groundnut butter. Yeah. And it's out here is pure. Actual peanuts, and we have some growing in the backyard. They just take them and mash them. They don't even put no oil. Some brands do. It's just pure peanuts. And I get a big thing of lemon juice. And I take the peanut butter. Oh, and I love the sting of the lemon juice. I don't know. And I feel dun, 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 dun. I'm weird, y'all. I just told you a weird secret of mine. So if I ever visit you and I get up in the middle of the night and you host me, and you got peanut butter and lemon juice, I'm going to get it. Tell you ahead of time. Eric B says, glad I finally caught your live stream, but I have to get back to work. Shout out to you and your beautiful wife in Ghana. Thank you so much, Eric B. I can never forget your name because you know I think about Eric B and Rakim, right? Not making fun, no jokes, but just thank you. I'm glad you're here. When certain work is done here in the proximity of my studio, because this is like, there's more down here on this floor, I'll be able to say, boom, there's a certain time I'm going to come on the regular, like I used to before, but it's been so much. And like I said before, in the work being done in this house, I would have my little setup here, and then, oh, we got to work here in the ceiling. We got to do something. Short thing work, go material sometime and be here and look over the guys like, oh yeah, okay, I'm supposed to do a show, but I'm too tired. And I would always record stuff, but now when I'm settled, I can do more lives. That's easy. All I got to do is make the banner, pick the topic. You know I'm going to run my mouth. But anyway, Eric B., enjoy the rest of work if you can. Get home and rest, everybody. Know that I love you all, and it's always a pleasure. You all help to give me a more enhanced life because of the exchange, just the comments and the communications through the text messages, the voicemails, the emails. You know, I'm very blessed to have you all in my life. I'm very blessed to have Customado in my life, my Customado, right? And I just want to flash a picture of the old stripes. I always flash this picture. Me and Vibrant Muhammad, Dr. Visa White, V. Issa White. You know, his name's. And that had to be about, that was about 10 years ago. Isn't that something? I got to get another pair of glasses. I went to New York and lost them and never got glasses again. That's crazy. But anyway, I'm also on Instagram right now live. I'm going to do that more often. Gamer G. And so many names. I'm seeing you, y'all. All right? So I don't have a set time. Oh, yes. Alforna. Yes. Freetown in the house. I'm here, brother. I'm here to all my sisters. And reach out to me. Leave comments on the videos. Say what you say. Suggest some things. And just know that I'm here. And it's all good. All good. It's all good. So let me sign off, or I'll be here for another 5 hours because you know I love to talk. And you know, I'm lonely for my family online in the lives. I miss the live. I'm not shy. We're going to talk. I'm going to have to sit up here in a return of, oh, yes, this is Lancescurv show, and today we're going to, no. Relax. Relax my shirt, my drawers doing my show. Then I can stand up. I just have to make sure that the camera's off. I don't want nobody a nightmare, right? But anyway, much love to you all. Lancescurv out. Much love to the sisters. Mwah, and salute to my brothers. We're still here. We're still swinging. We're going to keep on going until the wheels fall off, and the wheels ain't going to fall off, God willing, no time soon. All right? Much love to you all. Peace.
this matter, actually today I got to meet my friend Lance. Yes, I got to meet my friend Lance. This is my first time meeting him in person, and he's a very kind man, seriously. I do talk with him on phone, on WhatsApp, but I've never got to meet him. But today, he's just extraordinary. He's very, anything you want to know about life, anything you want to know about just human, anything you want to know about life, please. YouTube, Telegram, Instagram, Twitter, all the social media channels, you got to find him there. He's very inspiring. He's very positive. If you want anything positive about life, please subscribe to Lancescurv. And then every day you got to see different videos, different talks, different topics about life. See you.